Welcome to episode 35 on the Rocks. We got Donald here because we talking about food. So what's up? But I mean, not even.
Oh, we started. We started.
We did. Donald's not here.
He missed me.
It's only Don.
Hey,
we
see,
lost
he
the
missed me.
old.
He missed me. See, he missed me. Man.
He's skinny.
All that sweating in Cabo.
Oh, he's skinny.
Melted it off.
Golly, where you at, dog? You know you looking good. You wearing New Balance.
I'm
like,
5 for my playing weight. I'm 5 pounds for my playing weight.
He going
I'm
off brand now. He like, I know I'm fine, girl. It don't matter what I wear.
Hey, I'm 5 pounds for my playing weight. I'm happy about that.
You 5 pounds away?
For my playing weight.
Washington out the league almost
Oakland,
weight or
Oakland,
like
Oakland and DC. My scheduled playing weight. What I had to weigh in every weekend.
Pro Bowl
I'm
Donald
5 pounds
Penn.
from that. Yeah.
Damn.
That's good.
So I've been working.
Oh snap! What you been doing for real? Tell the truth.
No, I just been trying to stay consistent. Like on the days I can't go to the gym, I hit my elliptical for at least 30 minutes to an hour, and then I try to take one day off a week, or 2 days on the weekends and stuff. And I've been watching what I eat. I ain't gonna lie. I started with the diet shot to give me a boost, and then I've been doing it on my own since.
You tried it with the diet, you said?
With the diet shot, I started off with that
diet
for
shot.
4 weeks.
What's that?
The little diet shot.
Ozempic.
Yeah, I did that for 4 weeks.
Oh, that's what you call it?
To give me a little
Is
boost.
that what it's called?
Oh,
Yeah,
I did that.
Yeah, I
with
did
the
that to
diet
give me.
shot.
I did that to give me a
I
little
didn't know.
boost. And then after that, I just stayed consistent with the little plan. And I just been going ever since.
Good point.
It's been about 3 months.
Oh, sick!
3-month
You
journey.
look great.
Nah, I've been on. I lost about 40 pounds.
You had to keep that fine girl of yours. She
Nah,
started
it
looking.
was that. Nah, it wasn't even that. It was
All
health.
old tackles don't look
It
like
was
that.
health too. It was health too, man. Like I was.
What wrong?
Shit, man, my players were telling me I'm holding the bag now. Like this season, they were like, "Dang, coach," they be talking shit. They were like, "Dang, coach," they were like, "Last year you be soaking wet, breathing hard." They were like, "We had to take breaks all the time because you was tired and stuff." I was like, "Fuck y'all ain't saying nothing about that. Y'all was gonna let me be fat and shit."
Yep.
And I was looking at some of my old pictures. I was just like, "Damn."
Yeah.
He said,
I
y'all
got
just
this.
gonna let me be
Yeah,
fat.
y'all ain't gonna tell me.
yeah. Well, you started
They're
it.
like, "Coach, you be sweating."
I mean, if anybody gonna let you, you started
They're
it.
like, "Coach, you barely be sweating now." They be like, "We don't get no break because everything be rapid now because I don't be tired." They're like, "You be holding the bag, you step back, take a deep breath for the next person to go." I was like, "Man, fuck y'all." They were talking shit.
Hey, you still run out of breath at the end of every sentence though, because you're fat. But
Nah,
you
'cause I
getting
hold
better.
my breath.
You barely getting to that predicate in that motherfucker.
You miss me,
I
huh?
do.
You miss me. Look, he missed me.
No, I love it. No, but I like what you said. Friends don't tell you sometimes when you bad. Like, if you got a little eye booger, it's amazing to me somebody got an eye booger, how long it take for somebody to be like, "No, you got an eye booger." Or like
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you
immediately.
I don't want you looking crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you.
exactly.
But your friend will let you be fat for a while. I've been there. Friend
Yeah,
will
that
let you.
retirement, man, I was enjoying it too much, man. It got there, then starting to see all these football players and guys pass like old linemen, like they don't last long. Man.
Oh, y'all go first.
I want to be here to see my grandkids, man. I want to see here to be.
Well,
man,
you black, so you can have them now. The
Yeah, I'm
grandkids.
raising all these kids. I ain't raising.
You ain't gotta get that old. To
I
have
ain't
a
raising these
grandkid if
kids
you
for
black.
nothing, man. I
35
want to
with
see them
grandkids.
succeed and see them. I'm ready to see that. So I had to get my health in trouble. That little scare on my dad last year too.
Who was
with his
that?
health
What
thing,
happened
man.
with
He was
Pops?
in the hospital for 60 days, in ICU for 10. Like we almost lost him. So
Wow.
that was a little shock, and so I just had to get it. I had to get it together. I'm happy.
I'm happy
That's
for you
60
too.
days is a long time to be in the hospital.
Ooh.
He was there for
That's scary.
Thanksgiving.
What do you have, a stroke?
That bill was
Nah,
crazy.
he had blockage. They had to go in the stomach and remove, unclog his intestines and stuff. He had a whole bunch of blockage
Damn.
in his stomach, and it took him a while before they figure out what was wrong with him. So it was building up. Yeah,
How old is he? Is he?
he's
70-something?
74.
That's young.
Yeah, but he's good now on his way back,
wish.
and everything's been
It is.
on the up and up. So that's been good.
Good. Now get your hair.
I miss
fixed.
y'all, man. I
Get
miss
your
y'all.
hair good, and
I miss y'all.
I don't know up here what diet shot you need for that.
He don't care about
Take
that
your hat
no
off.
more.
Take
He
your
done
hat
lost
off.
the weight.
No,
Take your hat off.
Take my hat off.
Yeah.
I got better hair than you.
No, you
I hate when
don't. You
people
don't
say,
have anything. You
I hate when people say you shouldn't say your hair
You
better.
don't
Yes, I
have
should.
anything.
Got everything better
can't even see it.
or worse.
He said,
I
yes.
cut my hair. I need to shave.
We know why.
But I don't know what texture. I don't know what Puerto Rican jumped in
You
your
the one
family.
so worried about it.
And it's thinning. That's all good. I love you, man.
Thanks, man. Just
I
tell
love
everybody.
He was getting sensitive about that hairline.
I can tell. That's
The
why I be
hairline
doing
good.
this.
Hairline.
The hairline good.
It's good? Oh, man. What's
I'm
new
gonna
with
bring my
y'all,
daddy
man?
here.
What's up? Uh-oh. We about to play some tennis today. This motherfucker pickled up. Look at this.
Fila.
You got the Fila socks on. God, you look
Gotta
like.
represent the brand.
Coordinate.
So you were a Fila, what was it? Endorse?
Yeah.
What was that? What
Hey,
they call
put
them
that out there. Let it be known.
You
OG.
Is Fila still out?
Fila
Come
protein.
on, OG.
No, I'm not trying. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Hey, he was
same
sponsored with
questions,
Fila when
Yeah,
it
I
was
wasn't
hot.
trying to play you.
Absolutely.
I
You
just
was
never
sponsored by
see it
Fila when they
anymore.
was
I
hot.
didn't know.
No.
You got to go to Finland.
You was sponsored with by Fila when they was hot though.
Yeah.
Back in the
Fila
day.
was hot at a point.
Yeah,
in
that's
time.
what I said back in the day. Hey, my cousin,
El Kumo D and all that.
my cousin who I ain't talked to in a minute, but it was a good cousin. He's been busy. He plays pickleball. He's very good. He says.
How
So I
old
wanna
is your
bring
cousin?
Him. He's 3 years older than me. So
And where is he living?
he lives in Fontana, but he comes out here all the time. So I told him to come to the podcast one day.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's the day I want to do it.
And
So
he could
I
play?
guess he said he could play.
Tell that
I was
old
talking
though.
shit saying I
Let's
could,
go.
but he says a lot of rules, so I need to come out there. He says a lot of rules I got to learn.
You
I want-
you will
I wanna
lose
try
even
it.
more weight if you come play
I want
some
to do it
pickle.
one day. One day when I got free, I'm definitely gonna do it.
You ain't free today?
I ain't. Donald got a Donald got a football camp in Redlands at 7.
Oh, God.
So we're gonna leave about. It's gonna take
taking a
it's a
helicopter?
3-hour drive.
I know.
So as soon as here, I'm going there, and then we jetting.
Okay.
But it's a big camp, so hopefully he
On a
does.
private jet.
Huh?
So you take a private jet.
Nah. You know they complain when you do that and go right back down. You know, that shit.
I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I know you. You know you got that thing that fly over there.
Ain't
know,
me.
That's
This
it.
ain't living Cabo.
I like that little baby blue joint, man. Like, hey, I shouldn't have followed you, Blaze, because you, hey, I like the way you do your thing, man.
He living like
I
he
need to
living.
see how you do the video angles and that shit. Like, you gotta show me how to do the time and shit. I like, bro, like
He had it.
nah, for real.
What's new with y'all? What else is going on?
Man, we just saw you yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
3 times
Or
this
day
week.
before.
I done seen this man every day this week.
I ain't gonna lie, I miss y'all, man. It's been a minute, man. I couldn't wait to come today, dog. I miss my guys, man. It's just been conflicting. Everything been conflicting. But football season, I make sure I got Tuesdays and third. I'm gonna be good. Football
Okay.
season, so.
Okay. Well, even though we film Mondays.
It's been Tuesdays and Thursdays. Has it been Tuesday and Thursdays?
That
the last
massage
couple
and
weeks?
beach schedule gets crazy.
Oh,
over
you got a
there.
massage in Cabo?
Yeah, on the beat.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So when's your Diddy case coming out?
Man,
When I got a massage in Cabo, and
That's why he did it in Cabo.
It was on the beach, like right.
Different country.
everybody, like,
International
you know what I'm
Right,
waters.
he's safe. He's
saying? Girl
safe
right
over
next
there.
to me, man. It ain't work
man,
like that.
I'm late to that whole like spa meant something else and like that. I'm because playing the league, our massage therapists. They
When I
hook
went
you
to
up.
Oakland, that's when I found out.
You lived in New York too, in college. And that
Yeah.
is all them masseuse. with
But
the
I never left
happy
campus.
endings.
He didn't need
I
none of
never
that.
left campus.
He didn't need none of that. He put his own baby oil on.
We seen the pictures. We seen the pictures around.
He massaged himself before he go out.
No, I never knew. Went to Cabo, got a massage because I was just going because it was cheap. I was like, "Whoa, it's gonna be cheap. How much?" I think it was like $35. I was like, "What? I'll be here all day." And boy, they were looking at me like, "I hope you are, Poppy." I was like, "Wait
You
a
went to the
minute."
spot. See, I was on the beach.
I went to Thailand.
Oh.
It's $6 for an hour on the beach.
That's
Like,
$6 goes a long way for
It
him.
do.
on Thailand.
It do.
That's the difference.
$6 real dollars?
$6 for
I
an
bet you had a
hour
suite and
massage.
everything for the low. 'Cause
Yeah,
when I went
it's
out there, I did the
everything.
same thing.
Yeah, out there you live in penthouse like
The most expensive
amazing,
thing is gonna be the
and
flight.
it's like
Seal. Everything
dirt
once you
cheap.
get there is cheap. Like the suites is like, I think I had a 2-bedroom suite. It was probably like US. It was probably like $100 a night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about I'm at the St. Regis.
Oh wow,
You know, the most expensive thing I spent was the flight there.
dang.
I always tell people this story. I went there and me and my wife we ordered dinner, and I tell you, we ordered steak, shrimp, lobster, chicken satay, like just a feast. Like could almost fill half this table up. That bill was $40-something.
Come on.
It's $40-something. It was like $43.
Why did I look at Eugene when you said that? Like he got the answers.
I went out there.
That was racial.
I went
I
out
looked
there.
at Eugene like, "Yo, what's wrong with your people?" And I was like, "That's not just
Hey,
people."
for
It's not just-
$1,500, I brought back $1,500. I brought back six custom suits, 12 shirts.
I'm trying to tell him he don't want to travel nowhere.
Custom, like
Hell no, I ain't going
my
nowhere.
first day,
There's
they
certain
measured me.
places in this
I
world you
was out
would
there
love
for-
it if
I
you
was out
went.
there
If you
for
went to
5
Thailand,
days.
you go crazy.
Yeah, I was out there
That's
for
what
5
my
days.
wife
So the
said.
first day I went, they measured me. 3 days later, they called me back to come do a fit. The fit was perfect. Next day I came, they packed up everything so it could just go right in my bed. They had it like vacuum sealed. Boom.
Man, you ain't gonna sell me on that cheap shit.
No, I'm saying I still got them to this day. They're still good.
You go to
And now I can
Thailand-
fit them again.
If you go to Thailand, you would love it.
Because I got them when I was playing.
Especially where you like to eat.
Dog, you're not selling me on travel. I don't care what you say.
I
You want to
promise
go
you.
somewhere it's cheap? Yeah, I can go down the
Hey,
street.
but you know
it's
the
cheap.
good thing
Nah,
is,
There's a sushi spot right down the street.
Hey,
It's
you know what you can love?
$3.99.
Here's another thing.
Tell them
The
about
food
the
there-
flights though. If you in that right spot, they got that premium alcohol on them flights. You could get loaded. I'm talking about they got the good stuff.
And
I went in there, had the Remy
Y'all
XO.
making it worse.
They had
The
the Remy
food there-
XO up in there.
I tell you this, the
Nope.
food there don't taste like the food here.
nah.
No, it tastes worse.
Fresh,
No, it tastes better. It's fresher.
The ocean, yeah,
it's
that's your point.
You think I want something right out the
Just don't
ocean?
eat
what I'm
nothing off
saying
the
is,
street.
You
Don't eat
never,
nothing off the
you
street.
don't
Y'all going
realize how
backwards in
bad
life.
the quality of food here is until you try the food there.
Yeah.
Like
Same
the
thing in
freshness is
Mexico.
on a different level.
No.
I promise you.
One, I don't eat
And do you
fish,
like
so
Chinese
I don't
food?
need
I'm not
that.
talking- I don't
Do you
eat
like
fish
Chinese
either.
food?
So what you talking about?
I'm talking about
Yeah, I
everything.
like Chinese
So
food.
all the Thai food out there, just like Chinese food, I was eating that the whole time. It's so good. It's so fresh. They make
It's so
just
fresh.
Like they chow mein.
Ain't nothing
and
better than
fried
Yee's
rice.
on Slauson.
Fried
And
cheese.
it's-
I wish
you
it
look-
was still there. Where'd they
Yeah,
go?
dog.
Yo, just ask anybody that's been to Thailand.
I don't trust anybody, so why ask anybody? That's one thing my wife does. She's like, "Oh, they're going." I'm like, "I'm not them," and then
know.
I'm like, "I
But
don't
if-
care."
But if everybody that went is saying the same thing, that's not a
If
coincidence.
President Trump
No,
invited
it
him
means
there,
they
he
all
gonna
have
go.
a similarity.
If
Yeah,
President
yeah.
Trump invited him there for
There
a
you
family
go.
day, he gonna go.
For a golf tournament.
Yeah,
or
he gonna
Harris.
go.
He'll be
He
there.
gonna go.
Anybody invite me, I'm
gonna
in
go.
the building.
He
But
gonna go.
nah, I just think it's overrated. It's just it's
I
just
promise you it's not.
well, first of all, I've had the best meal ever. I would never leave my house ever to put effort and money into getting that best meal again. It just happened that way. You tell me go across the whole world for a meal.
No,
Hell
that's not what
no.
I didn't
It's a
say. Go
vacation,
just for
too.
the meal.
You can ride
for everything.
Either meet the
meal
elephants.
is
Meet the
or the
elephants day at the
tigers.
LA Zoo.
Let the-
This guy is
You can't
crazy.
get
There's
that
nothing
close.
you're gonna show
You
me
can't get
that
that close to him.
Yes, you can.
He's stubborn, man. He just stubborn.
I'm not stubborn. Y'all just
Wait a minute.
y'all just no. I think y'all bored.
If you got multiple people telling you you should do it,
Blaze.
because they've all been there. That's not a coincidence. Like we didn't have a conversation about this before. Everything he's saying, I agree with, just because I went there. So you
Yeah.
got multiple people telling you.
Multiple.
food
Every
is
time you say
different.
You ain't
multiple
gonna be able to
people,
get
you
that
really
close.
going backwards with me.
You ain't gonna
I've
be able to get
never
that close,
done
though.
what everybody
Where you
does.
gonna be able to get that close at the LA Zoo?
Dog, I've been.
You're not gonna be able to get
What is that, a
close at the
tiger?
LA Zoo? Yes, a tiger. Where you gonna be able to get that close in the LA Zoo?
First of all, I don't need to be that
I
close
knew
to a
you was
tiger.
gonna say
backwards.
that. I knew you was gonna
Tigers
say
go
that.
tiger.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Nah, they got
not
them things.
doing that.
They trained over there. They little.
Yeah,
it's a little
Yeah, they
different.
train to be a tiger.
Train till they ain't.
Train to tiger your ass when I want a tiger.
I
you.
went to the
You
zoo
can
out
feed
there
the
too.
elephants. Where
I was
you
on the
can do
elephant.
that?
You could do that anywhere.
Where?
The San Diego Wild
No, you
Animal
can't.
You
Park.
can't ride elephants here.
Yes,
got
dog.
the jellyfish
Yes,
in
you
it? Like, you
can.
even see the jellyfish?
Are you
I've
kidding me?
never seen anybody
you
ride
can
an
go to a
elephant here.
fair. Y'all been in the wrong fairs.
What fair you
Hey,
been
you
at?
funny,
You
dog.
ride elephants?
It's not even making stuff up. No, you can't. Pomona
I can't
Fairgrounds.
believe
they
you
got
sound like
animals
I
out
just
there.
went to the Pomona Fair. It was not
First of
no
all, if
animals
y'all
there.
know y'all's reaching.
just
y'all
ride a
talking
horse.
about go across the world to ride an elephant. What's the
You
fucking
see what you
point?
keep doing?
No,
Every
I'm
time we
asking.
give you something different, you say, "Oh, go across the world just for that." No, we didn't give you 20
but
different
Marcellus
things.
has a point.
Hold on, but you give me 200. None of them are worth it, and
So you
all
don't
of
want
them
to see the
together.
world? You don't want to see the
No.
world? All you want to see is Compton.
That's not all I see.
Encino.
His
Come on,
backyard.
Suzanne.
That's what he wants to
Don't
see.
be that guy.
What you mean? Don't be that guy.
Travel the world, man.
Travel the
See-
world.
see
You
other
wanna go to
things.
You have to
Africa?
give me a good
You
why
don't want to go
yet.
to Africa?
See other
Everywhere
things.
you go, there you are. I don't
wanna go
need
to
to go
Australia?
somewhere else and say this is me again.
Everywhere
wanna
you
go to
go is
Australia?
not like the United States.
I didn't say
everything-
it was the United States.
All right, so when you travel, you see different things, experience things that you
Like
don't experience.
what?
Here.
Go.
We just told you 5 different
Food.
things.
All the food is here. Don't lie.
It don't taste
and
the
it's
same.
Michelin rated
For the U.S.,
It doesn't matter.
it does matter. It makes a difference.
How does it make a difference?
'Cause it
I
don't
ain't gonna
taste
get
the
into this
same.
with you, man. You sound so crazy.
No,
You do.
I
wanna
think
go to Africa and see the
that's
world?
how y'all sound
You
to
wanna go
me.
to Africa?
You
You
stuck
would
in your
leave.
ways.
Hold on, you work
you
so
think, Richie?
hard to have a secure environment.
don't want travel?
You would leave your
still
secure,
secure.
beautiful environment for a
So
week.
when you was in Cabo,
You
wasn't
ain't gonna let me
secure?
finish, so I know I'm winning. And it's 2 of them days I'm in the air, and then I land. Then my body's like, "Yo, what the fuck we are?" Then you gotta adjust. So that's 3 of your 7 days. You just been like all over the place. Then you get there, and the highlight is I'm gonna find an elephant to ride, or this is really fresh, or what? First of all, I've traveled the world, and I
you
think
been?
Where's
I
the
think it's
furthest you traveled?
overrated. The furthest? Yeah. From here, I think Spain would be the farthest.
East side.
East side.
Long Beach.
Spain, I think Spain got to be the farthest east I've been. Dog, I'm not lying. What I do when I was in Spain? You know what we did? We saw the W. We stayed at, I think, like 4 seasons. Then we saw the W, and I was like, we should have stayed at the W. It was more fun on the beach. What was everybody doing? Rollerblading. Talking about go out tonight. Went out that night. I was like, they playing all this damn reggaeton and Afro beats. I hear it on my Apple Music in LA. Nothing was unique. I hate to say it. But people look different.
But that's what you chose to do. I'm sure there's things you could have went there and did that would have been very unique.
Oh, I did the tour. Don't act. I went to the cathedral. I did the tour. Dog, I love y'all.
There's some places though that are
new.
Spain may be a little different, but there's some places you can go in this world that are completely opposite.
I've been to Costa Rica.
So like Bali. Bali is nothing like anything here in the United States. So if you go there, it's a whole different experience. You can't say, "Oh, I could just do that
like
here."
What? Go.
Just everything.
No, like if it's everything, give me something.
The
water.
resorts.
Well,
some places
They
you go
have
to
Russell
water is.
Simmons. You get to see Russell.
Dog, I look at travelers.
The
I'm
lifestyle
like,
is
You don't
different.
like sitting on the beach and relaxing and having a good drink.
I could do that down the
Some clear
street,
water,
dog.
Some clear water. Get in
I
the
don't
ain't got no
water.
clear
You can't
water.
get in the
I don't
water
care
out
about
here.
clear
You
water
can't get in the water out
enough.
here. And if you get in the water out here, you're nasty.
I'm not getting in the water here,
Exactly.
and I don't need to get in the
Don't
water
you wanna
there.
go
But
somewhere where you get in the water?
I've seen more beautiful things in different places. Yes, but it's not. You got to also say the calculation is. I don't think it's worth it. I know it's beautiful. Dog, I got Instagram. I don't know how y'all live. I can be like, damn, that's fresh. Keep scrolling. I ain't got.
So you don't want to go see it?
For what? What is experience? I just
Like, you like
experienced
the-
it.
you
You
like
don't
the
trust this
hydrate,
shit?
right?
You're just a unique
like to
mind.
hydrate,
Like that's
right?
very different because I would want to experience different things.
I'm talking from someone who's already checked boxes. I'm not talking like I've never
But you like
experienced.
to hydrate. So you don't want to hydrate other places with other people and see other things?
I need your bar. I need your drink. No.
Help me
See
out,
other
DP. I'm
things?
trying to work. You ain't
See how other
helping
people
with that one.
party? Go party other people's vibes?
I have
See
done
other people's
that, and
cultures?
then I've realized all these vibes get me to the same place, which is I'm sweating and I'm having the ball, and
well,
I'm
you gonna
hearing
sweat
songs that I've heard
regardless.
everywhere.
Hey, y'all, so-
Everywhere you go, they're going to play
Hey, so
gin and
from this
juice.
side over, if y'all want to plan something, we can plan something. We'll leave him out, all right? Shit.
Go. Dog,
yeah.
Eugene,
You helping him
dog,
with that
every
one.
time y'all invite me
We will.
somewhere, y'all know I'll be like, man, why? I'll just be like, for what? Dog, I love my
DP, next time
my
you're in Cabo.
trip. The best
I got
vacation
it.
I go on.
So we had 2 rooms open, too.
Best vacation I go on
ain't tell me.
is where my kids take me every day. And that's the journey I love. And every other thing I hear
be
it seems
punky.
like a distraction or deterrent
They
from
be
that.
punky you, too. My foot hurt.
I know.
Oh, shit, they ain't.
Until
they
his
got-
kids say they want to go to Thailand.
Yeah, then they say Thailand.
And then there he goes.
Then he gonna be gone.
Has anybody
With
ever
the
died
nanny.
with a bigger smile because they went to Thailand? No, you're still dead. You just gone. You just
Why we
live.
bring
I'm trying to
death
go
into
back.
vacation?
I'm just
I
saying
wanna
at
go
the
back.
end.
He grew up on a weird side of the bed this morning.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
well,
did
yeah,
not.
He been on.
I mean, he's always, he doesn't care if the
I've
boys
always been this way.
You've
This
always
is
said
Oh,
see, this is what's wrong
His
with
Crocs
this
are
world.
not in
No, I
sports
agree.
mode.
You've
His
always
Crocs
said
are not in
that.
But it's
sports
not.
mode.
No, it's not even that.
The
This is
Crocs
what's
are not
wrong.
in sports mode. That's why.
Don't turn into the old cranky man.
No,
Please
hold
don't.
on. This is. I think you're the midlife crisis guy.
Don't do it.
You can't stay still. You got cards every week. You want to play this game,
Wow.
and you're not gonna
I just
like
like
it.
it.
Wow.
You're not gonna like it.
Wow.
That's not
that-
midlife
is this still the
crisis.
intro?
No, but
Is this still the
it's
fucking intro?
This
God
is
damn
beautiful.
it.
I did that in my 20s.
I just came
that
in
wasn't
and
midlife.
shit.
Okay, so that's my point.
It's just a hobby.
I've done all the travel in my 20s and 30s. I'm over it, and people are like, no, if you don't,
Well,
you're.
that's a different conversation.
No, it's the
one
same
thing
conversation.
To say you over it, but you said how you started it off was like, I've never been interested in doing it.
No, I said I've checked all those boxes.
We said that towards the latter of that.
But the point is, even if I didn't, if that's my personality, I wouldn't look at that person like, what's wrong with them? Why do we do that? And you use mass mindsets. You just said it. Everybody's saying it, so it got to be. You use mass mindsets to act like that's the right thing.
No. When I
that's
say-
not fair.
When
That's
I say
not
everybody,
real.
I'm talking about here. You have multiple people here that are giving you the same outlook, and it's not like we all went at the same time. So if you have multiple people all giving you the same experience,
Yeah.
there's got to be some truth to it.
No, because everybody that wasn't from Compton who was always telling me oh man, guess what? I think Compton is like this. After they went, it's different. And then
But they weren't from Compton, so that's different.
I was gonna give you the flip. That's the perception. Here's the reality. People from Compton's like, dog. Some people say it's super gangster. Some people say it's super
Hey, can I
chill.
shut this down when you done?
What?
Because if your wife says she want to go somewhere, you going. You go.
Now to all the places. She going to
drop the
Italy
mic.
this summer. I'm not
I'm going
going.
to drop the mic. If
She went to Paris last week. I mean last summer. I ain't
If she
go.
wants
gonna
you
tell
to
Anne-Marie
go,
to go to Thailand.
if she
She's
wants
already
you
been.
to
We'll
go,
see you there.
She's already
if
been.
she wants you to go,
No.
you're going.
No.
Plain and simple.
No.
It sound tough. She ain't here today.
No. He already know.
It sound tough.
No, I'm not even trying to
sound
like.
tough.
She hit me. Her friend works for Ferrari or something crazy, and they got this whole trip laid out. And she's like, "Baby, you want to go?" I was like, "Nah."
Wanna
Lewis
go.
Hamilton invited her.
I want to go.
Yeah, probably.
I want to go, and you going different.
No. I'm
going
all right,
in.
let me ask this real question. This is, I mean, we got jokes going, but real. It was a 7 or 9 day trip to Italy, and no kids. None of that sounded good to me. And I mean, y'all can call me what you want. I'm like, what? I'm not. In August, I'm leaving my kids for 7 to 9.
Kids. If the kids were there, would you want to do it then?
No, because they won't remember this trip when they're older. Because
Yes, they will.
No, they won't. I don't remember 5.
MJ is 9 years old.
Yeah, kids.
Olivia don't remember that.
No,
My oldest memories is 4 years
Yeah,
old.
spotty, very spotty.
I don't even
remember
I don't remember
You
nothing
can't
till I
truly
was here.
appreciate something at
Dog,
4. You
come
might
on.
remember it, but to
remember
truly
hearing it.
appreciate
Yeah,
It's
but
okay. You don't have to
it's a
argue
fit-
every point.
I'm not.
So I don't remember Jack for real to like 7 or 8. So I'm not taking you to Italy for a week and you're going to forget it or didn't experience it.
But
2,
I don't think it's only for them. I think it's for everybody, the whole family.
well, if I'm a part of the family, it ain't for me. I'm like, what the hell? Like, y'all, I just don't get it. I don't get it. So when I got proposed 7 to 9 days away from my kids, hell no. And then it was like, take the kids? Hell no. Cost, they're not going to remember what they going to do, what we going to do if we with kids in Italy. But you will go. You will go.
I wouldn't go 7 or 9 days with my kids in Italy. I wouldn't do that either. That's too much. It's too long.
4 days.
I'm bored.
Yeah, they're going to be bored. Like, I wouldn't do it.
they-
But I would go there with them, but probably for a shorter period of time.
I just really think I'm like, I'm not even right or wrong. I just
That's
laugh.
just your
when-
preference.
Yeah, and I laugh when people, like, it's unreal. Like, I thought being a Republican for the last, month, a year, was different.
Don't say that too loud.
I know,
Richie.
right. I thought voting for Trump was weird. Tell people you don't travel is like the most gangsters thing I think I got going. People, everywhere I go, I get
In
attacked.
the hood, most people don't travel. So it's not that. That's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, I guess I don't hang in the hood enough. No more.
But that's where you from.
I think
So
both,
you have the
both
mentality.
things can be true.
Yeah.
I see your point of view and I see your point of view.
Yeah.
Because after traveling a lot, if I travel like one good time a year, that's enough for me.
Man, tell them.
One good trip.
Tell these people.
And after every trip, it's not like I'm like, man, I wish I didn't leave. I'm always ready to go.
Yeah.
And always happy to be home.
Happy to be home.
Home is always home.
Home is
So no
always
matter
home.
How beautiful the place is,
Right.
at some point
So-
you
So
want to go
good
home.
last night,
and-
finally.
But
Did you always feel that way? When you were younger?
No, when I was younger, I used to get way more excited about going.
But that was
somewhere.
only for one reason. Let's stop lying.
What was
Like
the
if
reason?
when you were younger or single, you travel was fun because you go see some other fine girls and go get it. Hello? Anything
That's
else?
part of it,
That's
or
true.
because you just wanted to see somewhere different.
What other parks? Go. You wanted to really see some food and stuff. All that stuff in New York.
Well, no, the
They
food
got
I
the
knew
best
about.
food in
I
New
didn't know
York.
about the food until I got there. But there's places I wanted to go just because I wanted to see and experience something different.
Okay.
Like, just-
I wasn't built that way.
Once you've done it in enough quantity,
it all becomes the
it
same.
all becomes the same, and
Dang,
it
diminishing
gets. And
returns.
it-
Well,
and
I
it gets
agree-
a little
I
bit
agreed with you on that.
exhausting. Living out of a suitcase is not fun.
Dog, packing, unpacking.
Staying in a hotel's not fun.
Dog, thank you.
You know, it's.
Where were you at, Richie,
you go
the
and
first
you
30
do
minutes?
You do your stuff, but then you're like, nah. So I can see that, but I can.
And you
also
get that
see
bill, you're
wanting
like,
to go.
I just spent on top of my mortgage $6,000 for pool drinks and
because you're staying at the Ritz.
wherever I'm gonna stay. I go to Thailand, it's still
Ain't gonna be that much.
$600.
600 in Thailand. You
You
gonna
forget
shit.
how much
You spent
Marcellus
600.
eats.
Yeah, I'm with
His
Richie.
bill would be cheap.
Richie, keep preaching. You're preaching to me. Like I think everyone's threshold of what enough is different, right? Mine was super low because I'm into people. I'm not into places or things. I'm into people. Everywhere I go, we used to go to Miami Memorial Day. My boys hated me. I mean, hated me because I'm the dude in the NFL. I'm the dude with the credit card, but I'm the dude that wants to go sit and stare at everybody. And they were like, dog, let's get into action. Let's go to Wet Willie's. I said, nope. We're going to post right here on Hotel Cardoza, which is on the way to Wet Willie's, and everybody walking by me. And then they hated it the first year, but we had more fun there than everywhere else because everybody would
Picking
come.
up everything.
Everybody would come over there and sit and kick it with it. So I'm like, I'm into people.
And people traveling
You into
becomes
people, you should sorry,
it
man.
becomes performative after a while. You know what I mean? They walk in a place and it's like, ah, and it's like, oh, this is the best meal, and oh, I get to wear this, and oh, I get to wear that.
Yeah, that's
it
people who don't
becomes
really travel that much
performative.
that do
And that was one thing when I became single and got on like
on Tinder.
on not on Tinder, but on Hinge. I've never been on Tinder, but I was on Hinge, right?
Tell me
and
everybody can find you, baby.
Man, they'll
Shout
find
it
me. I
out.
don't need
They
that.
find me.
Hey, look,
Just look for the good-looking black dude with the beard. But everybody on there, all they talked about was, I love to travel. What's my hobby? Travel. And I'm like,
Make me
There's
that
probably
means
something
you
specific
haven't
behind it.
traveled behind. You didn't travel when you were younger if that's all you're obsessed with now.
Thank
But
you.
since you're such a people person, like I like to go travel to different places and sit down, have a drink when people watch, see how the culture
People
is.
from different countries,
See how
yeah.
that is, mingle with them.
But I was
You
going to
don't
say something
talk to
about
them.
that point. Marcellus has the luxury of his backyard. He has the energy to host the parties, to bring people from other parts of the world. Our last guest came here from Israel. If I had that energy, I would do it at home, but I would rather leave to go meet people. So when I travel, I will meet people. That's why I love to travel. I don't invite them to my home. That's just not my style. I think Marcellus is just the opposite.
Yeah, and I've always been the host type. My parents were host types, and hearing card games outside in the apartment building all night and stuff like that. But more than that, I just think it's way more interesting to get into people and talk and have real relationships. But look, I balanced it out with traveling. But the craziest thing is, I love when you said about his performative. What accelerated the process was everywhere I was going, I was like, this ain't my best time. I'm gonna make it the best, but this ain't my best time. And I'm paying for something that's not the best. I can literally curate, and everyone can do this because my mama did it, broke, on food stamps, welfare. Get you your drink, get you your friends, get some cards, and we are chopping it up. We went around the world. And when we leave school, this is why I know cornbread. I just be laughing at people when they be like, I love to travel. Everybody, when they say, all right, so what you doing this summer? Where you going? And I'm like, dog, this is, to me, when I hear summer, I think of my kids and all the activities and all the stuff I could coach and I could be around them. I'm like, summer is great. My son's upstairs right now playing Minecraft and reading books with his bestie. I'm like, this is great. Other parents, you know what they hear?
Whose mama was fine.
You seen Grace? I can't say, hey, girl. You so stupid.
Yeah, Richie.
Richie a hunter. He a hunter.
Mama.
That's
a
a sniper.
Yeah.
We all walked in at the same time.
I missed that one.
But what's the flip of that? Everybody, like, when you saying I'm a mom or I'm a dad and I'm pumped to actually be away from my kids. I know parents, they sending their kids to these boarding schools and they act like the boarding school or the camp, the sleepaway camp is like, yeah, okay. You just want a month away from your kids. And I judge your ass. I'm not lying. They all summer, oh my God, I got to get them in some camp. I got to get them in some structure and something. They can't just be at the house all day. I was like, why they can't be at the house all day?
That's
like,
what I say.
I'm like,
just let them go outside.
Let them
play
be.
in the yard, go in the pool.
So I'm
How
on
many kids
I
go
guess
play in the yard for hours in a given
when
day?
I was a kid, that's
Yeah,
what we
that's
did.
when
We
we
just
were
went
kids.
outside and played all day and just figured it out.
Right.
it's real.
Come in, make a grilled cheese, go back out.
We stayed out. You stayed outside till them street lights started coming on, and that was it.
What you ordering from Postmates? Nigga, if you don't come in here and get something out this damn.
Postmates.
That's them big pen kids. You just gonna crush that water bottle, huh? Not feel
Trying to slide it up. I mean, that's because y'all got chefs and everything. So
I don't
you got
have
them
chefs.
kids.
I don't live
We ain't gonna
that.
talk about that Root Chris last
You got them
night.
chefs.
I don't do shit.
It's a
money over
random Wednesday Root Chris night.
Yeah, I don't do
Everybody
anything.
can't do that.
I don't do anything extra like that. Like, look, cars. I used to have all the cars. Now I have one car and it got a cracked windshield and a bumper sticker on it. Like
And
it's just
and a scratch.
like I thought that was life. Like to go through it, get it in, and then leave it behind you. I see too many adults that still get it in. One of my best boys gets it in. He hates me right now because I would never go out with him because he invited me to BET Awards. I'm like, nah. He was like, why? I was like, because I've been. He's like, you ain't been this year. I was like, it's on TV.
Wait, he's still going to the BET Awards?
He got invited. He hasn't been in a while. No, I think it was his first time, but that's the point.
Okay.
He in them. He checking boxes. I'm like, dog, I can't. Do you know how long the BT Awards are when you're there?
Absolutely. I've been there.
About 3-4 hours.
It's long enough that you don't want to have to go back.
Yeah.
Towards the tail end, you be like, I'm ready.
Long.
And it's every award show you can name.
Every
It's,
award
it's not BT. It's like
Any of
all of them, right?
Yep.
And these are good. These are good conversations to have because I think like it shows the journey. Like I wanted to do all those things, and when I did it, I didn't want to overdo it, or I didn't want to be living in it. I was just like, all right. But then when you leave it, it's almost like you leave the gang. People mad at you. I'm like, dog, I'm not in it no more. It's okay. And they like, oh, you tripping.
I even feel the same about concerts now. I've been to so many concerts in my life.
That's what we talked
that
about. Yep.
I don't care if I ever go and see another person in concert. And
Oh, you missed the Roots picnic. No,
right. And I certainly wouldn't spend $500 for a ticket to see anybody. It could be Jesus and and Muhammad.
These girls spending
playing
thousands
the
of
bowl,
dollars to
and
see
I wouldn't do
Beyonce.
it.
Yeah, I spend a lot of money for concerts, so that's one I haven't given up on. I love concerts.
But see,
I just
that's
talked
the
about
trade-off because you said how you used to be into cars and then you don't do it no more. But now you just spend that same money doing other things.
First of all, if
So
you think with
everybody
my
always
concert
has a
money
hobby.
is Rolls Royce money, you're silly. This is not the same.
Well, you say you spend a ton of money in concerts.
These Rolls Royce money now is it's double. It's true. They double what we was paying.
What, Rolls Royce?
Man, they bought 150 more than what I remember paying now.
Yeah, no, I would never spend that type of money ever again. But you spend it because you're in the zone. And I was in the zone because I was single and all things
That
single.
shit coming. That chicks was coming.
Well, yeah, but even if
But
I
you
were
spent that, next
Something
year
else
that
was
was
too.
coming right back.
what do you say? Touche. But if I were married and those checks were coming, I wouldn't have been out. I wouldn't have been in them streets like that. Couldn't have. I mean, me personally.
It's harder to do it at that point.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't get married because I was like, oh, I am going full tilt into being single. Like when I walk to a new city, new state, new country, I want to experience it. And now I'm like, okay, been there, done that, and that's the conversation. So thank you, Richie, for bringing some
He go ahead and
clarity.
ignore everybody
You
else.
don't think everybody because he was on his
Everybody
side.
else point
Because
don't
he was
matter.
on his side.
Because
Thank you.
Richie sided with him.
No, he
go ahead and
actually
address
said,
it.
you see?
No, he said both.
See what I'm
But-
saying? He don't listen
But he
well.
ain't talking
He
about the
actually
part
gave
that you sided with us.
Yeah, he
I
talking
just
about
said,
He only talking about the
him,
part
yeah.
you sided with him.
He brought balance because y'all just was like
But
trying
you
to
didn't.
be me.
You only talked about the part that was on your side.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, look, my kids already got they like, Daddy, you don't like to travel. And I was like, baby, stop telling them I don't like to travel. Tell them the full sentence.
I
you
don't
know,
like to travel ever.
it's just overrated.
sentence.
It's just a bunch of people.
I don't like to travel.
Unless I'm on basketball court.
There's no cornier place in the world than when you're away from home around the world and you're in a pool with some guy. Hey, where you guys from? It's the same combo. Hey, where you guys from? Okay. Oh, I've been there. Oh, we're going back. Oh, I like this. You got to check this restaurant out. Oh, let's go there. Oh, we got to exchange numbers. Dog.
You do it long enough,
what
it
the
gets
Well,
cheated,
well, that part I agree with because like living in New York, everybody goes to the Caribbean, whether it's Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas. Like after a while, it's just all Turks is all the same. Like it's the same experience, just in different places.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking on the places that are very different
Yeah.
from what you experience. I'm saying you should travel to those places because they're not like everything else.
Yeah.
That's it. Going to the same thing over and over, I get it, but.
No, I mean,
Seeing
no,
different
I'm
things.
saying everywhere I go, that's the conversation. Every country, Brazil, Costa Rica, Panama, Spain, all of the Saints. There's all of them got one moment where I'm like,
Yeah. Where are you from?
hey, where you from?
I had that moment too. I had that
Oh.
moment. I had that
Conversation
moment
started
too.
Of course.
So
I'm
who are
eating
you? What are you
there.
doing? I had that moment. I was sitting there. Somebody came, fucking took a picture. I'm like, fuck. I got up, took a picture. When I came back, people next to me, white couple people next to me. So who are you? Who are you? I said, man, dude. Dude, don't know who I was. They had a mistake.
Yeah.
And then she like, come on, no, you didn't. I tried to play it out. Come on, out finally, and then end up talking to them.
And I have no problem with none of that. I have a problem with me spending money and time and energy and traveling to do that. I have no problem with that. I take all pictures all day, every day. But I would never spend my money to go, my time, be away
Justin,
from
I
my
don't think
kids.
you've hit that limit yet. That quota of like, I'm done doing that.
No.
Yeah. Well, Blaze is young. You're still
Yeah,
young.
you're still.
I mean,
When did you
He
start
sound
traveling?
young,
When
too.
did you start
But I've
traveling?
traveled a lot, and
No,
I've
but
been to
when
a
did you
lot of
start
places.
traveling?
travel, like really traveling. Like I've always traveled, but like really traveling. I
Seen
said
the
like
world
19. Like 19, I think it's the first time I went out the country as an adult. I went out the country as a kid, but I don't really remember it. But as an adult, I think 19. And from there, probably every year I went somewhere out the country, at least once a year.
This is a travel channel on this show.
Yeah, you know? So I get it when after a while, certain places become repetitive.
Yeah.
But also,
people are repetitive.
He's in a unique situation where he set his house up to feel like a vacation. So if every day for you feels like a vacation, yeah, you're not that excited to go other places. But for most people, they don't live like that. So they do want to get out and have that feeling and that experience of seeing something different or living in something different at that moment.
And that's why when you keep going, that's why I say you're going the wrong way when you keep saying most people to me, because I'm like, most people ain't where I'm from. Most people ain't dealing with what I'm dealing with. Like, but I don't want to seem like I'm distant or better than anybody. It's just like, dog, I mapped out the phases of life. No matter what the circumstances were, I was like, when I'm young, I'm gonna act dumb. And then when I get older, I'm chilling. Like y'all don't know my daddy like that. So y'all don't see, this is my daddy coming out. My daddy like, no, I ain't going, nope. My daddy is a creature of habit.
So is mine.
Your mama used to bring him plates.
Yeah. And he leaned back, yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
My father's like that too. And he's still the same way.
Yeah.
But you are the anomaly because, again, you're not the average person. So you experienced a lot of stuff at a high level at a very early age. So even though you could say, oh, my dad was like this, you still lived a different type of life than the average person. So your mindset is very you. And I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying you live a unique scenario. Like you've been in a unique scenario.
But DP also lived, you were a pro athlete and you had the means. But a different approach. He still enjoys.
That's true.
He still enjoys. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I want to travel. There's places I want to hit, places on my bucket list that I want to go to that I'm trying to plan now. I want to travel. I want to see the world. So we are a little different too. But I'm gonna come over and see Wiley's World anytime I can when you invite me over here. You feel me?
Go get it. Go get it. Yeah, I love the differences. I just love the differences, and I've never had more fun in my life than just really hydrating with good people. Like, to me, like
in your backyard.
Yeah, I like to hydrate.
No, it could be anywhere. Because I mean, my first times were on our porch, like where after we grew up and going back. Like, I don't need fancy. See, this is what I think a lot of times, and I hear it from you more than anybody else here. There's a certain respect for fancy. I
didn't say nothing about fancy.
But no, you saying your backyard, or you saying because you did things.
No, I say you set up your backyard like a vacation. So going
no,
to
it's not, because ain't no girls back there. Like, well, I don't understand.
That's my choice.
What are you talking?
That's my choice.
But it's not set up.
Hey, I've been in your backyard sometimes where there was.
Wasn't mine, though.
That kid's mama.
Here we go.
Man,
Hey there.
Yeah, the way you smiling, really.
Yeah, like, this ain't it.
I didn't
just
say
got
that,
an old.
just for clarity, I didn't say that about being fancy. I'm saying for you to say, I don't feel like sitting in the pool and having these conversations, doing all of that. Well, that's because you already have all of that right in your backyard. Everybody doesn't have access to that same stuff. So for some, it's a big deal for them to go places and travel and do these things because they don't have access to the stuff that you have access to. That's not about being fancy. That's just
I still don't agree with that, because I know billionaires, some of the homies that are billionaires, and their homes are like 90 times bigger and 90 more thousand features and staff walking through here. Like, you do this and somebody is like dusting it. I'm like, and when I'm there, that's not like a vacation, or that's not like an experience. It's like different. But mine is different, and I don't want to journey to that. I'm really comfortable with whatever I got. And I've always been that way, and I'm gonna always be that way. And I just find it's funny when it's a conversation that challenges that maybe something I'm missing out on something. I'm like, everything I need is right here, no matter what that is. That's what I'm trying to convey. And my daddy is the reason I'm like that. My daddy is comfortable being him, doing him. People are like, why you only sit there and read the paper and watch the Cowboys? He's like, that's what I like to do. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm not bothering you. Why you asking?
I think at this point, I would rather go somewhere and stay 3 or 6 months and really know people and
do it.
I can't do
do
that.
it as opposed to
I got my
hopping in
kids.
for
See, your kid's old and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
wouldn't
we all
mind-
got different
I wouldn't
strokes.
mind doing that when I get older. I wouldn't mind going somewhere for a summer and living out there on getting a place and living on the beach on the Caribbean on the water or something like that. Kids come visit if they want, when they older. I wouldn't mind doing it, but I ain't there yet. And the reason why I can't do a lot of stuff because I gotta get back to these kids. And like I said, like you, I love being around them.
Yeah.
I do love my little time when I get away.
I want to give you a quick example of that. So, like where you're at makes a big difference. And I use that example for like the yard and your setup.
Oh.
In New York, I'm gonna say 90% of people don't have a pool.
Yeah.
They don't live in it
backyard.
or a backyard.
Yeah.
Like most
Yeah.
don't have that.
Yeah.
And it gets cold half the year. It's
Yeah.
freezing. You're
Yeah.
climbing over snow. It's loud. It's a lot going on. So it's a huge difference for a person that's in that environment to say, hey man, I need to go travel somewhere
There you
where
go.
it's quiet, it's sunny, there's a pool, I could sit, I could just relax.
That's why
It's
Cali
like-
better than New York.
That's
then.
what I was about to say. That's why
mean,
New
I
I
Yorkers.
did the most traveling when I
Yorkers
lived in
like
New York.
it.
for that
Exactly.
reason.
So from a New York mindset, everybody travels all the time because it's your way of decompressing
Yeah.
and changing your environment and being in a more relaxed environment. But if you're in that environment already, that like when I first moved here, it was the least that I had traveled in a long time. 'Cause I'm like, there's palm trees everywhere.
You have
They got
pools
It's like,
everywhere,
what am I
Beach
traveling
down the
for?
street.
Yeah, I don't need to go nowhere. I got everything right here. So that was the reason why I'm
Yeah.
using where you're at makes a difference based on your mindset.
But what? Okay, first of all, New Yorkers need therapy. That shit sound crazy. Like,
mean,
like to
that's just the
really,
truth.
like,
Vacation is therapy.
That's what it is.
but no, it's not. See, this is what I'm saying.
It is, though.
It is not. It is not. You're lying to yourself for those 4 days, and then you're gonna come back and be the same motherfucker. Like it's okay to do it,
That's
but I'm
what-
just saying you need
sometimes
to.
that's what therapy is.
But no,
just having an outlet.
okay, listen to how you described it. I need to go somewhere else to feel decompressed and released and revitalized. Okay, I read a lot. I'm a spiritual guy, Bible, church going and growing. I learned that you got to find that in here, not out there, right? So that's how I grew up. So wherever I grew up in the hood. Ain't no pool, ain't no backyard. It's like I wasn't thinking of travel. I think that's what's the problem. People need escapism. People are always trying to get out of their own life. Get into your life. That's the best thing there is. Like, there's no more joy in this world than what you are and what you can be. Not, oh, I'm going to go somewhere and be something else for 4 days and lie to Paul in the pool. Like, that's me.
I don't think it's being something else. I think it's just getting away from your everyday norm. And I think no matter where you live, for the most part, everybody has, in some capacity, a way of how they decompress or just get away from their everyday stresses.
Listen to some songs. Like they just did
that would be equivalent.
in your
That's a different
own
way of
house,
doing it.
in your headphones. You ain't gotta travel. All right, we beating this up too much. I know we are.
I mean,
I'm
it's a
so
good
sorry,
combo,
people.
though.
But look, I just don't get it. Like I'm different. I'm different. You different.
The way you explain it, we just need to go to another topic because I don't understand how you don't get it, and I ain't gonna try to convince you anymore.
But it's a good combo
just gave
because
up.
in the comments, it's probably going to drive a lot of people who's going to have a lot of opinions about this conversation.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
It's going to be people who see
Oh
both
yeah.
sides of it.
Oh, I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be people like Marcellus need to get out. Marcellus need to do this. Or
Getting grumpier the older you get, dog.
that's fine. If you call this grumpy because I just don't want to go nowhere.
It's a little grumpy.
Why is it?
the way
I
you-
just
you-
went on a
the way
I
you
went on
convey
a
it,
yacht
the way you
for
convey
Mother's
it,
Day.
was
Reasoning,
flex.
some of your reasonings behind it's a little grumpy. It doesn't mean you're wrong.
Oh, now
It's
we're
your-
gonna keep going. What is grumpy about it? You know what I'm saying? I just took the wife on a Mother's Day cruise.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I'm
flex.
done with this.
From
Let's move on.
Marina Del Rey.
Nice. How much that cost?
He said I took a cruise to Marina Del Rey.
From Marina Del Rey.
Oh, from.
Yeah, the Marina.
I thought you said to
Did y'all?
Marina
Hey,
Del
did you
Rey.
get in the water?
no, no.
Why?
Chevy Cruise.
If you're in the Caribbean or somewhere else, you would have gotten in the water, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. She wouldn't have, but and it was for her. No, is that bad? Is that bad? No, you call me grumpy now. I want to know why I'm grumpy.
There's some of your reasons.
What? Go. You keep saying go.
I got to sit back and think
Hold
about
on,
it.
Mr. I want to leave my environment, decompress, and finally feel in tune with life.
You can't use you can't use it against me. That's a good thing.
That is not
That's
a
a
good
great
thing.
thing. That's why people
That has
travel.
been normalized, but that's not normal.
It's not normal to you. It's normal to the
wanna
rest of
leave
us.
your life. damn, life sucks.
See how you see the goalpost moving right here?
No.
Nobody said you want to leave your life.
You want to escape. You want to go depart. You want to give a 4-day
That's
break.
most human beings on planet
Okay,
Earth.
but I don't do the most thing because that's how you turn out like most.
I know, but
I try to do the best thing.
We're speaking about why people do things. So when I'm saying why people do things, you can't say, "Oh, well, I don't want to talk about most people."
I'm a person. I'm giving you mine. Why is mine grumpy and yours is not?
Because I'm giving you legitimate reasons.
Oh my God,
and you every reason we give you a legit reason of traveling, you find something to go against it.
And
That's
maybe
your perspective versus from Marcellus.
Yeah, and maybe that means yours has some
I said-
holes in it.
I said-
if I could keep finding the
You
hole.
said you can go away, just relax and clear your
You can
mind.
relax right
I'm
now.
gonna give you exactly.
Core power yoga.
I'm gonna give you the.
It's right here.
I'm gonna give you what sounds grumpy.
Yeah.
I say I'm gonna go away and go sit here because I want to relax, enjoy some sunshine, and just decompress. Oh man, you ain't gotta decompress. Just live in your sorrow. Just
I didn't never
just
say
inhale-
it is.
Just take
You
it.
can't
Just
use
take
me
life
against
at what
me.
it is. Just
Why can't you
Don't try to
use
escape
me?
your problems.
Use me. You're using somebody. I never
That's what
said.
you said.
I didn't say sorrow.
Hey.
I mean,
I didn't say any
I'm
of that.
paraphrasing.
Hey guys, I can't lie though. It felt good doing my cardio, looking at the ocean these last couple of days, than looking at my backyard.
and
And
he
I do
gonna
it at
say-
the house. I ain't gonna lie, I
gonna
got
say,
through it a
"Oh,
lot
that's
easier.
great."
a
He
lot
gonna say you
faster.
could have did that in Santa Monica.
Well, you could have.
See,
Well, I mean, he
could've,
could
but
have.
You gotta
but
get
it
a
feels
gym
different.
membership, everything there.
Oh yeah,
It
but
feels
okay,
different.
but once again, you guys keep forgetting what I'm saying. I ain't saying the things that y'all talking about are not amazing. I'm not giving it the time, energy, or money to get to that place when I find a bargain here. I know the Costco of feeling good. Y'all know the Rodeo Drive of feeling good. Like go there, go there. That's great, but I got Kirkland. he working
know.
with me.
Oh,
There's
we
a
know.
cost to value ratio. That
Yeah, that's
can't
what it
be.
is.
Yeah, and I think it works. No, all right, y'all hate me right now. I love y'all though. Where we going? If we, oh yeah,
No,
if
it's cool because you've been like this. So
Nah,
it's
show
not- this
that,
is
show
not-
that. He
it's
got
not like
food.
the first
Nah,
time
he
hearing
got
you
food
say
stuck
that.
to his shorts. Let's talk about that. He got food wrappers
Shut up.
stuck to his shorts.
Listen about your
The
fat
way he
ass
be
still
on me.
finding food
the
in
way
here.
He be on me. He got food wrappers stuck to his shorts. He tried to throw it down there real fast.
Gravy on.
when it set your fat radar off.
Morning gravy.
Morgan.
I smelt it.
All right, we gotta talk a little bit about sports, I guess. The NBA Finals. Oh God. Oh, the games have just begun.
You see, he wearing baseball shit now.
Oh yeah, he been doing that. He been off that Yankees, Yankees, Mets.
I'm not a Yankee fan.
You
Never
know,
been a Yankee
Mets?
fan.
That's always the Mets?
This is Queens.
Queen, son. Well, let's talk about somebody who's a fan of the NBA. Adam Silver. We got to talk about him. We got to talk about the finals. We saw the game. It's now 2-1 Indiana. Were you seeing Just Blaze? Where are we
I
going?
think it was only me and you that said the Pacers were going to win this.
Yep. And you got forced to say that because of the Knicks.
Because I watched what they did to the Knicks, and I'm like, oh, they different. They might have what takes. I think Halliburton is on an incredible run, even though he doesn't step up every game.
Yeah, not
but
all
he
the time.
tends to. But he steps up when it matters.
But he has to step up every game.
and
for
to
them
me,
win it all.
that's everything right there. Because they're not gonna remember when you didn't step up. They're gonna remember.
Oh, yes, they will.
Oh, they
If-
hounded
Well,
him.
if you don't win.
They
Right,
hounded
if
him.
you don't win.
They hounded
That's
him
James
last
Harden
game.
and,
Well, no, that's a different type. Is that if
Paul
you didn't
George.
step up in the moments where you were supposed to,
Yeah.
that's what they
Game
remember.
2.
But Halliburton steps up when he's supposed to. so
Well,
all we do is remember, like,
Aren't you always
the show.
supposed to?
No, that's not fair. He's right, and you know he's right. He's
Well,
like,
yeah,
if
how?
you win the
How? He had
series,
17
they're
last
going to give
game.
you the credit, and they're going to gloss over. If you lose a series, you better have stepped up when
But
they
he had
needed
17 last game. If he has another 17 next game,
you.
they're
No,
gonna
last
lose.
not.
No, the game before
but
last.
he's
He
hitting-
balled.
The one they
Game
lost,
2.
he had 17.
Oh, yeah.
So if he does another 17-point game, they're going to lose. He has to be that consistent. Like what, man, why?
But
Like,
you be a superstar
But
every
nobody,
game.
But nobody's
This is
talking
every
about the
game.
17.
But if he
because-
does that, they will win it. I'm with you. But if he has a game like the game before last, they're going to lose. He has to have this game every game in the series now on for them to win. If he doesn't, and he doesn't do it 3 more games, they're going to lose it.
So I get what you're saying. I would agree, but I think he would, if they lose this series, he's going to get a pass for 2 reasons. One, because he wasn't supposed to be this far, and he wasn't supposed to win this series in the first place. OKC's the number 1 team in the league, so he was never supposed to win. The second reason is every series he showed up, made big shots in the big moments that got them to the finals. So if he loses here, they're gonna be like, hey, he perform.
Man, they ain't gonna congratulate.
So I don't think he'll
I
get
think
killed
so.
for not for
They
missing.
ain't gonna congratulate
I
the
don't
loser.
agree, Blaze. I think the conversation will be: is he a superstar or is he not a superstar?
Well, I don't
is he
think
is he
anybody's
just
questioning
is
that.
he just clutch or is he a superstar?
I don't think
that
nobody thinks he's a superstar.
Well, yeah, no, he's
a
billed as a
star player that's
superstar.
making
I've seen the
big-
question posed.
He's
and-
billed as a superstar, but
that's tough.
And
That's-
it's hard to live up to it.
I've never heard anybody actually call him a superstar. They may pose the question.
They're posing the question
but
because
I
he's
haven't heard
balling. out of
anybody
control.
say, "Yeah, he's a superstar."
Yeah.
Well, he
can't
was an
catch it.
Olympian. He's.
I mean, there's a lot of players. Derek White was an Olympian.
Superstar to me is top 5.
Yeah.
Like, or that number.
Yeah.
It can't be. It can't be everybody on the Pro Bowl. It can't be everybody on the All NBA.
But what about what about if you're getting paid like you're a superstar?
Well, that's all them dudes that
all
is the
get
franchise
paid,
player. All the franchise players on every team is getting paid.
Right.
But
They
that
got-
doesn't mean
they
they
got
all
money.
superstar. Nah,
Exactly.
super.
They gotta
We
pay the
can't
money.
loosen it that hard.
Every player, every team has a franchise player. They have to spend that money.
They're getting the max.
or they're getting taxed on it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
they
got to
gotta
spend 90% of the salary cap in the NBA. So that means you're gonna have somebody getting max because we got to have them.
Is Jaylen Brown a superstar to you?
Yes.
You think Jaylen Brown's a superstar?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Finals
Tatum is a
MVP.
superstar, but that don't make you a superstar. There's a bunch of players who've got Finals MVP.
Yeah,
that
I'm
weren't
with you.
superstars.
I'm with Just on that one.
Andre Iguodala's a
the only one
Finals
I can
MVP.
think of is Iguodala,
He's a Finals MVP.
and he was surrounded by superstars, and
But your argument was he was a Finals MVP. That justifies him being a superstar.
I think Jaylen Brown's a superstar.
Okay, people like this. This is where you can make these arguments real easy. LeBron's a superstar. Duh. Is Jaylen Brown on LeBron's level?
No.
Okay, so he's not a superstar.
But he
he's
gets paid
something
like
else.
Well, but neither is Kevin Durant. He's
Kevin
not
Durant's
on
a superstar.
he's
Hold
not
on.
on LeBron's level.
Yeah, he is. He's in that
Yes,
conversation.
he is. Yeah,
What?
yeah.
No,
He's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
a top 5 player his whole time in the
Yeah,
league.
but he's not on LeBron's level.
In what way are you talking about? Just
Are you
what?
talking about this current season or his
Anyway,
resume?
what way is
He's not
in
LeBron.
what way is
He's not LeBron,
and
but
I
he's
love
in
Kevin
the
Durant.
conversation.
This isn't to demean Kevin Durant. I love Kevin Durant.
How
He's
did
one
we
of my
get here?
favorite
I was just
players.
trying to prove superstar.
So wait, is Kevin Durant a superstar?
Yes.
All right, so
It was okay,
same
good.
thing, yeah.
But then there's a drop where you're like,
There are
nah,
levels
you not.
to it.
Like it's the club scene. Like everybody know the club. Like when we walk, who we gonna send? Who the bouncer gonna see? And we good. LeBron. Who next? Steph or something. Who next? KD. Then you like Jaylen Brown. You be like, come back here. Like no, don't let him see. Like come, he ain't gonna get the same access. He gonna say how many dudes with you. You know what I mean? Like, and Jaylen Brown's obese. He makes the most money of any NBA player. We know that, but he ain't them. And maybe just because he ain't been in the league long enough, like superstar.
That was my whole point when I said Jaylen Brown, because you said if they get paid like a superstar. Well, last year, I think it was last year, the year before, he had the biggest contract in NBA history.
Yeah.
He got paid
Still
as
is.
a superstar.
Right.
But he's never been a superstar. He's a star player.
He was a superstar last
He's
finals.
barely an all-star.
Yeah, that's
last
real.
finals, he was a superstar.
You're just saying because he had a Finals MVP that makes him a
he
superstar.
only got one little pebble in the ocean.
He gonna keep throwing it.
He on that pebble like, hey, don't you dare try to throw me off
One
there.
pebble, Richie,
one
you
pebble
qualified
makes
that
waves.
statement- You qualified that statement by talking about just the finals, whereas Justin and Marcellus are talking about their
Everything.
entire career.
Everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the kind of
Yeah.
And we
minor
negated
detail
the
where-
Finals one by using Iguodala.
What I'm saying is that if Halliburton doesn't perform every game, the talk is not going to be about his greatness and that he needs another year. The talk is going to be, is he overrated? Is he a superstar or is he not?
That's true.
Well,
I don't
that's
think-
gonna be
I don't-
the
I
talk
don't agree
because
with
they
that.
can't win unless he does perform.
No,
every
that's
game.
not true.
I don't agree with
More
that.
like the Detroit Pistons.
Right.
There's not one superstar on the
Exactly.
Pistons team that led them to the championship.
That's
Sometimes it was Billups, sometimes it was Hamilton,
Yep.
sometimes Rashid.
Yep.
The Pacers played the exact same way. Who was the top scorer last night? Benedict Mathurin.
That's
It
their
wasn't
style of play.
Halliburton.
Yeah, but Halliburton had a triple-double, basically.
No, he didn't.
He was
was
one
short.
rebound shy of a triple-double.
Yeah,
With
but
ball
Russell Westbrook
and
gets
play
triple
deep.
doubles all the time. Never, he.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's their style of play. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to go all on Halliburton because if you look at how their team plays, it's never just based off one player.
Yeah.
It's a team over. They got 6 guys that can give you 15 every night.
It's
And-
hard for
and that's
people
how they
to see
run
this. It's hard for people to just accept what their eyes are showing them, which is this is a team for real.
team,
and we're
right.
like stuck in the mode of like, nah, where the stars at and how they gonna do it, and it rises and falls with
I'm
the
trying to
stars.
pick a star out of that team. Instead of just
Yeah,
letting it be.
Halliburton is to me.
He's
I'm
the
jumping-
star
He's a
of the
star.
team.
I'm jumping on him early if Okay.
I still don't think.
It was too far to reach. That's why.
I still don't think they're going. I still don't think they're going to win it though. But I would love to see that story though. But I just think. I think
You think OKC gonna come back?
I think they are.
Okay. What you think?
I think OKC is going to come back. I'm very impressed with the Pacers.
Very
impressed. And like we talked about even series ago, the Pacers play for 48 minutes, and they play the way they play, and they are not going to stop. And what I saw yesterday was OKC was trying to play like the Pacers play.
Oh, really?
Ball goes in the basket. They're trying to quick outlet. That's how old boy ended up stealing 4 inbound passes.
Yeah, McConnell?
TJ McConnell stole the ball off of the inbounds 4 times because the OKC was trying to inbound it the way Indiana does it. Through the basket, out to the outlet, keep it moving. Well, they figured that out.
Yeah.
And that was
so they got them scrambling.
They got them scrambling.
Yeah, the fourth quarter.
They got them scrambling.
They were scrambling.
And the last one, I don't know if it was the last one we filmed or the one on Monday. You said you think OKC was going to win based on how they performed in the second game, how they just dominated them. And I sat there and said, Indiana already did what they were supposed to do. They stole home court. They won the first game. Now all they got to do is go to Indiana and win. If they win 2 in Indiana, the series is over.
It's going to be tough.
So
it won't be over, but it'll be real tough.
I mean, they'd be up 3-1. So now they already won the first one in Indiana. If they go get the next one, now you're telling me OKC got to win 3 in a row?
Yeah.
Knowing that one of those games is back in Indiana again?
That will almost be impossible.
Because if you lose 3 games to a team in 4, you ain't about to sweep them.
That's right.
You can't even lie to yourself. You're like, man, damn. Like you get to that game 7 and it's happened. It has happened. I think it's like 7%.
7 times, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
No, even the numbers right now
Especially
say
with
the
that,
team that's up 2-1 wins 80% of the time.
Yeah, especially with that young team too. With them being so young too, that's tough to.
And they both young.
Yeah,
that's right. And we don't know how shook OKC is after losing that game.
They
last
lost
time.
home court advantage. That
Hello.
makes a big difference
From
in the
hello.
finals.
Yeah.
Now,
First
so we're
game.
going around the room. I say Indy, but I've been saying Indy. You say
I still say OKC.
I still say OKC.
Okay.
Yeah,
Indy.
I'm still OKC. As impressive as Indy is, I'm still OKC.
Okay.
If Indy wins, can we make them buy some wings? Get them guys. Remember the ones that,
I forget that.
And what happens if Indy loses? You go
Then
buy some
y'all,
wings.
y'all buy some wings.
We'll bet some wings. Bet some wings.
If
on
Indy
it.
loses, we going on vacation and I'm buying.
Right. We go to
Y'all know we
Thailand.
going. Shit. We
the
going
backyard.
Inglewood.
We going to Wiley World.
Wiley World.
Y'all ain't gonna have me out there. People like, damn, why do you don't like to go nowhere? I'm
We
like,
got to do a show from the backyard.
oh man.
That would be cool.
That'd
You
be
know,
fun.
I was
We can do
thinking
that.
too. Maybe
We can
doing
do-
one during the game too.
Oh yeah.
Watching the
That would be a good one.
game. Yeah, while we watching the game.
He be
that was-
he be commentating. He be breaking that shit down, son. He be doing this stuff.
We
Son.
have to wait for Telly.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Yeah,
You said Telly?
Telly, another brand.
What the hell?
Another brand we working with.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought I said,
Telly.
what the hell?
Coming soon.
the
Telly,
hell?
Telly to you. Now let's talk about what Adam
what the
Silver
hell he
said.
Burton?
What the
Just
hell
stupid. He said the ratings. He tried to give us a little spin to the ratings. He was like, "Look, we have won the month of May and the month of June in terms of NBA Finals because we're the highest rated show on television."
Who the fuck cares?
Well, let me get the question out, then you can say it. But the problem is,
Trying to kill the whole topic.
the problem
about
is,
rate, like-
everybody wants to know why the NBA ratings are down because they're really down, but they're up in terms of like present day viewership. So I heard you say, "Who cares? Who the fuck
on my
cares?"
nerves like, when they talk about the NFL ratings and the NBA ratings. At the end of the day, every year they're going to play the same fucking games. It's going to be on the same channel. It's going to be on the same TV. If you watch it, you watch it. I don't care who views it. Some days I watch it.
Yes, you do.
Some days I
that
don't.
earring says you do because if they don't watch, then they don't pay, and then if they don't pay them, they don't pay you.
I ain't getting paid by the NFL no more.
Oh, but you see, that's selfish of you. So
I
now
ain't
one of
getting
you
paid by the NFL
selfish
no
of you.
Who, they gonna get paid no matter
You
what.
want those kids?
They
Don't
gonna
you
get
have kids
paid-
playing football right
They
now?
are gonna get paid no
Yes.
matter.
No, that's not how it goes.
Based on ratings.
Based on ratings.
They got to sell them advertising.
You gotta
They gonna
sell
get
it,
paid no
Donald
matter
Penn.
what.
If you don't stop out there sweating on them bags and them kids, coaching them up, and them kids
Not
gonna go
anymore.
pro, and you don't care if they even got $1. You don't care
People
if
are
they get
gonna
that.
watch no matter what. It might go up and down. It's not gonna be that big of a difference.
How bougie have you gotten in terms of?
It ain't that serious.
Yes, it
DP,
is.
You don't think football players want the contract that Shohei Ohtani got?
Yeah.
ratings, viewership.
Well, we're never gonna get that.
International exposure.
We're never gonna get that. We have
What?
way more
Oh,
players.
what you
in
mean ain't
baseball.
gonna never get that? We closing the gap every year because the NFL's king. We closing the gap. There are $200 and $300
And
million
it's gonna
NFL.
keep doing that no matter what the ratings.
Look, baseball always going to be up there because baseball has it regionalized better than anybody, localized better than anybody, and they got the volume. They got 162 games. If we play 162, we'll make $1 billion. We get $1 billion deal, but we ain't playing 162.
We
We got
wouldn't make it to
17, maybe 18.
Baseball ratings good? Because I've always heard that baseball ratings went down.
No.
They skyrocketed.
Yeah, national, there are the plummets. Local, regional, and then all of the advertising that they do, all these what do they call them? Those channels like Yes Network and all that. That's where they made all their money. Like they made all their money because they all started their own networks. Think about it. Like
Selling
NFL
their
Network, we
games.
got that one. What if we had 32 of them? Or baseball has more than half of them have those type of networks. That's why baseball gets money, man. The ratings game is where it's at. Remember when we grew up and no one wanted to play football for real because it was like play basketball or play baseball because we weren't making money. Now, $250-300 million contract is where NFL is, and basketball's at low 3 with Jaylen Brown,
350.
and then baseball's but baseball's also 10 years, but he had $700-800 million, and it's because of ratings, dog. I mean. We got to root for the ratings. So back to the conversation about the NBA and the ratings. What do you think Adam Silver is stuck with? How does he's addressing it, framing it, but then how do you address it and really say, look, ratings are down because nobody really watching Indiana. They're down from last year, 11 million last year. The year before, 11 million or 12 million. Year before, 12 million. What do you say to the NBA and to their partners why the ratings are going down?
Well, he's dealing with a kind of a nightmare scenario right now. So he's got to gaslight you. I mean, you got two of the absolute smallest markets playing for a championship.
Yeah, that's.
But I think what he really should be doing is saying, look at the quality of the game. Mm-hmm. These games are interesting to me.
Yeah,
you got a lot of young superstars and
or
a lot of young stars, and people who can play and play in the right way. They're, it's not just threes going up all the time. It's a lot of mid-range. It's an interesting game to me. Mm-hmm. I like these games. I like these games more than a lot of the regular season games for sure. So he's got to frame it some way, because he can't say, yeah, the ship is sinking. You know what I mean?
No,
not sinking.
And
it's not sinking, but it perception is reality in a lot of ways, right? So if everybody's saying the game's not good, it's two small market teams and nobody's watching, he's got to say something. He's got to defend it in some kind of a way.
Hasn't Indy drawn more ratings? I thought finals viewership was increasing with the whole Halliburton appeal, the underdog.
Well, the first two games, it was down 24% from last year, and it's because of market, obviously market size.
You definitely should have known with those teams, though.
Yeah, with Indy, OKC. So he start pointing to, you can't walk the streets and not see the garb and the uniforms. And I'm like,
you can in L.A.
Right. You need them.
You're not gonna
But
see
you're
numbers.
talking specifically just about finals ratings. The overall playoffs ratings haven't plummeted. Even regular season, my understanding was TNT, ESPN decreased a little, but ABC made up for it.
Yeah.
So there's a wash there. It's not that's what I was saying. It's not a sinking ship. Once you put the full picture together.
Yeah, I think this year they went up 2% overall viewership, NBA. It's not the NBA of yesterday because of cable cutting, post-COVID, more options. I mean, the 98 Bulls Jazz was 29 million. We are a long ways from that. Like think about it. You can say every reason in the world why you went from 29 and 8, and none of them sound good enough. Because you're like, yo, the world changed. It did, COVID. Oh, man, people got more options. Oh, man, the small markets. 29 and 8? NFL somebody would get massacred in front of the world if the NFL ever went, what is that? Like a third?
It's a third, yeah. Less than
more. My math off. That's and the NBA is continuously, they're doing great on digital. Give them their credit. Like 32 billion hits and streams, like insane stuff. But you can't monetize that fully right now if you're the NBA. So you got any issue with the NBA and their ratings?
I'm going to go back to the debate that we always have about who's the face of the NBA. We can never come to a conclusion, like come to an agreement on that.
Yeah.
NFL, you got Patrick Mahomes. Baseball, you got Shohei Ohtani. Who does the NBA have?
I think it's Anthony Edwards.
Well,
if that's
the
it,
debate
that ain't
we
the
always
same.
have, though.
If
I don't
that's
think everyone
it-
here would agree with Anthony
Well,
Edwards.
to be fair, I think it's still LeBron. It's still LeBron and Steph. I think they're still the active faces. But for the new breed, this new NBA that's coming in now, it's Anthony Edwards.
But Anthony Edwards isn't drawing that, is he?
But he don't have
International
to yet
exposure?
because LeBron and Steph are still there. There's still the draw. Like when LeBron.
Oh, so it's like that bunk bed and then that little other bed that be sticking out. Like that's where LeBron, Steph, but then Anthony coming. If Anthony Edwards is the face right now, I don't see it. And if he is going to be, I don't feel it.
You know how you know he is?
Wow.
Because of all them commercials. Every time you watching
Yeah.
the game, it's an Anthony Edwards commercial coming on. Especially when he was playing, like them things were running nonstop, back to back to back.
That is accurate, except it doesn't have the same impact. Is it because now it's not easier? NIL, you can just get you a deal and get you a commercial. A lot of people got commercials, but not all of them are star. Tyrese Maxey, who's a beast, got commercials,
But they don't look like Anthony Edwards commercials.
and he doesn't have as many. But then that tells me they want you to be the face, but are the people saying that, and are the people responding to that? So if Anthony Edwards was in the finals, you think this would be way different in ratings, huh?
Yeah, I think the ratings would have been higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been a marketing push behind it also.
Yeah.
Just like if the Lakers and the Knicks were in the finals.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about the ratings being down. The ratings would have probably skyrocketed based on those two
how
big
much them tickets
franchises
would've
being
been.
there.
Over Luka, you think Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, imagine what them
Yeah,
tickets
because
would
it's
have been.
international.
I know, but he seems like he's gonna be the exception. They talk about Luka they talk about this dude when he's just going somewhere to eat.
You know why? You know why it's not
Imagine what them
Luka?
courtside seats would have been if it would have been Lakers and Knicks.
You know why it's not Luka? You could tell who the face is by what shoes the kids are wearing. Ain't nobody wearing Luka. Nobody's wearing Luka.
Luka got shoes?
Yeah, he signed the Jordan brand.
Even more.
He has his
Damn,
own
I
shoe.
didn't know
Nobody
that.
wears them.
Until
But
they
these
said
kids is wearing Anthony Edwards shoes. Like I see them.
Yeah, I just bought my son.
They wear other ones way more than Anthony Edwards
He
too.
just bought his son. Like who?
Kyrie's.
But that's a superstar. Like Kyrie.
No, yeah,
he's
yeah,
been.
yeah.
I'm talking about. like,
that's coming.
yeah,
Nobody that's coming.
right. It would be Anthony Edwards. Shea got his own shoe. Nobody wears it.
Yeah.
I see some LaMelo balls out there.
LaMelo do he? Some people do wear it.
LaMelo would be the fake. Nah.
If he wasn't in Charlotte.
Yeah.
If LaMelo was on the Lakers, he'd be the
Yeah,
face
he's
of
the face of the league. That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted
Yeah.
to say. I'll stop because like he in Charlotte. But if
so
Or if
he
LaMelo was on the Knicks, or if LaMelo was in like
Any big
Chicago,
team, yeah.
like a big market team,
they got to get him out of the
He
league.
got-
Has to get him out
of the Hornets, yeah.
Charlotte. He's
'Cause
too
he's
good.
getting lost over there,
He's
too.
too good to be just buried in Charlotte.
So are we saying that the face ain't as fine, even if Anthony Edwards is the face? Like this?
Well, I think that speaks more on Anthony Edwards Anthony Edwards' case because he's in a small market and he's still getting all of this love and attention.
Yeah, but we've been lost to small market talk when LeBron shattered it.
No, we're still here because that's why we're dealing with this conversation right now with the Pacers and OKC being in the finals. The ratings are down because it's two small market teams.
But no, so you actually hit another point that's even better than that, which is stop blaming the small markets because when Cleveland's in it and LeBron on that team, we ain't got this problem.
But LeBron is
LeBron.
the anomaly. He's
Yeah.
the anomaly because
So-
he's a mega star.
Yeah, but then who else has been a small market star?
No other small market team that had a superstar was drawing ratings like that.
Was OKC drawing ratings with
when
KD?
Shaq was on?
KD
What about
and
when
Russ,
Shaq was
but
on
they didn't
Orlando?
win the finals.
They weren't? I don't know.
They went to the finals that one year, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they go?
Yeah, they
What
made
about
to
Shaq on Orlando?
Yeah.
But Shaq
Shaq and
again,
Penn.
that's an anomaly. You talking
Well,
about
how many anomalies you gonna have? That's the no.
you talking about a 20-year difference. You're gonna get one of those every 20 years. Think about
But
it.
I think the constant of it is
Yeah.
that you have to have the superstar.
that superstar.
You're talking about
and
the
that means
two-
Anthony Edwards may not
the
be.
two freaks of nature in the NBA. There's
Yeah.
probably like 5 of them in the entire history. Talking about Shaq and LeBron, like those are anomalies.
Yeah.
Like they were bigger than life, both of them. Outside, if you're talking about every year in between that, that don't apply. So we can't talk about the couple cases versus every year. Because name it like Tim Duncan. I mean, he was a superstar.
But then
nobody was checking for them when they were like in the finals.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, even if Anthony Edwards is the face, this ain't the same. Like this is.
It's not Giselle.
This won't be Kobe. This won't be. Yeah, this is not Giselle. It ain't Brazil fine.
It's
like,
more ugly sexy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's another reason I stopped traveling. I hit all the best countries.
Sexy than it is.
I've seen
Best
Brazil.
countries are the best ML.
Best countries. I told y'all before, traveling to me is about dating. It wasn't about like food. Come on, man. Let's stop. If somebody traveling in this world to go eat, you lonely. like what? What? I hate when people be lying. That's how they get out of the. That's how they get to go on a vacation. You got to say something like, "Oh, I love the waves," and no, you don't.
There are literally people though that travel to experience different food and different cultures because it's not all made the
there's people
same.
that literally slaughter stuff and eat it right there on the spot. And I know
Savages.
Go ahead. yeah. And those are savages too. You going where for what? Nah, just kidding. But I just think that maybe it's the competition. Maybe it's the dilution of my attention. Because we all talking from our perspective. I can't stand television no more. Like every time a new show come on, I'm like, damn, I want to see that. Damn, I ain't gonna find time. So, oh well. And then sometimes you find time. Like one time I was gonna watch Final Destination. God dang it. It's O'Shea Jackson Jr. in it too. It's really good. Den of Thieves 2 was on
That shit
Netflix.
was long as hell, but it was pretty interesting.
That's what happened. I was like, first of all, I was like, I'm about to turn it on. And MJ was over there. I was like, nah, you gotta go upstairs, boy. I'm gonna watch this Den of Thieves. And then I was like, all right, let me turn it on. So then I went to my phone, make sure which app it was on, and then Instagram. 28 minutes. Then I'm like, X. Another 11 minutes. I'm like, and then I watched the movie, like you said. I got halfway through, and then I hit that little button where you can see the bottom where the bar at, where that little red dot at. I was like, it ain't halfway yet. Damn, it's about 4 hours.
I started falling asleep on that thing.
Oh, MJ needed to eat by then. I was like, man, shit.
Plus, the movie wasn't very good. So,
Oh, you didn't like
And
it?
MJ,
But to be
all you gotta
honest,
do is throw them nuggets in the air fryer for MJ. You know, that's all you fed him.
That's part. He get that air fryer. That's him.
no movie in this day should be that long anyway.
How
Because the
long was-
attention span is
yeah.
just not there for long content anymore.
I don't know, man. The kids were paying attention to Minecraft.
Oh yeah, they're
all in
good.
on it.
The kids.
And Stitch.
But that's their whole
Stitch,
world.
yeah.
That's their whole world.
I was
That's
in the
different.
Stitch. Stitch was kind of good.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Stitch was kind of good. I was
Lilo
kinda
and
into
Stitch?
One of the few movies I didn't fall asleep in.
That just came out too, right?
I ain't gonna lie, the kid movies, I like that they're making them interesting because I don't mind sitting through them now with the kids.
Yep.
Like, I'll be over there laughing too, like, oh, y'all see that? Like, except for when they threw the popcorn on me.
Oh, here you go. The
There you go, ruining it for me,
fake
Marcellus.
popcorn
I
scene.
wish they would have told me earlier.
Never happened.
No.
What about Adam Silver when he said that ESPN takes the NBA more seriously than TNT? He pointed to their programming, their journalism, the reporters, even the countdown show, which has never been good on ESPN, but is good on TNT.
Horrible on ESPN.
That's just me personally. I think that's just a shot at Barkley because Barkley is always taking shots at the NBA. So he's saying ESPN takes it more serious for that reason. But on the flip side of that, everybody prefers watching the NBA content on TNT.
Yeah.
So you think they take it more serious, but obviously the people, the fan base that you're trying to sell to, appreciate TNT more.
Yeah.
So
well, and there's still blowback on it moving from TNT.
Yeah.
People don't like that idea, right? I don't think it was a shot at Barkley because Barkley's going to be on ESPN with it. But I think it's just trying to. I think it's more gaslighting.
But they've asked him to
They
tone it
move.
down.
They move for money, and people just aren't feeling it. People love going there for TNT. They love the setup. They loved everything about it, and people don't like change.
And Adam don't want to be criticized too.
That's what it is. That's what I'm saying.
And Barkley criticizes him, and they tell the truth on that, and he
don't
doesn't
like
want that.
Yeah, but
so-
Barkley's going to be on ESPN doing the same thing.
And that was part of
So-
the thing. People felt like when he goes to ESPN, they're gonna try to put a muzzle on him, and he's not gonna be able to talk as freely as he was before.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
We
That's
don't
going
know.
to
like
if that's what they're expecting, it's going to be problematic.
That's gonna fire. That's gonna backfire.
That's
on
not
him.
gonna
when you
work.
talking about Disney versus TNT.
That's
It's
gonna
gonna
backfire.
change to an extent because even some of the jokes Shaq makes, they fly on TNT, but they necessarily fly under that Disney umbrella. They make sexual references. They make all type of jokes. It may not fly on under ESPN umbrella the same way.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go to the
Guarantee you
bathroom.
it's not going to last the same.
Okay, your point, I think it was a shot at Barkley to get serious. Because he's like, look, they're serious over there. So, Barkley, all them shots you be taking, like, because one thing, as much as I love the TNT show, I will admit, and you will compromise what you know and really feel because you just like something, right? That pretty girl. I love that show so much that I let them get away with killing the sport. And they killed the NBA for. Like, if you're a casual and you watch that, you're like, yo, Shaq and the Fool, okay, which is just follies, that's fine. But then you get into their commentary and they just be going in on how the game sucks. And then after a while, no lie, you walk away like trying to validate what they're saying or oppose it. My experience is it doesn't suck. I'm a season ticket holder at the Clipper games. I love going, not because I'm the biggest Clipper fan in the world. It's because seeing 6'8" dudes do what they do, and they're soft. Shit, you go to a game for real? Dog, ain't nothing soft about the NBA. I hate when I hear people that soft. I'm like, have you seen what these dudes be doing? They be out there getting it. Loose ball, sucker fly, he in the 5th row. Oh, loose ball. Well, that's it. I mean, is he sick? He ain't got loose balls.
He always throw the flag on the wrong way. The one
I get so many flags thrown at me. I
gotta
gotta find a reason.
And he be so disappointed at them Clipper games too.
Most of them.
Yeah, you so proud.
No, we had a bomb regular season this
They
year.
need to break that up over there.
They got to. It ain't
It's
gonna
over.
work.
It's over.
It's
Got
over.
to get rid of
It's over.
Kawhi. Trade him.
Yep.
I didn't say that, but I said break it
They
up.
do.
I ain't say get rid
That's
of
the most money they
Kawhi
gonna-
gave me health this year. Take that all the way.
Yes.
But we got to change it up. But my other point was this. You were saying how over there, they're not going to get away with those jokes. But McAfee is getting away with everything he wants to get away with. And I think they have even more cred because it's more of them. Mob mentality. It's 4 of us coming in. You ain't going to punk one of us. Nobody can get punked. I think they're going to get all right.
It's not the same though.
Why?
Because McAfee owns his and he's licensing it to them.
They're doing the same.
To distribute. I thought with ESPN pretty much bought that. Like they bought that.
No, it's supposed to.
But they're just letting them stay where they're at to shoot it. But they own it. That's
correct me.
ESPN's product now.
Right, but if ESPN...
McAfee's is his show that ESPN
That
distributes.
is a great point.
That's true.
That's why
Blaze.
McAfee could do what
but
he
at
wants,
the same time,
'cause they can't
if you
control
didn't-
it.
If you don't want Barkley to be Barkley, why not change it up?
Because they don't want to lose the fan base.
Right, but if you don't let him be himself, you're gonna lose the fan base.
Right. But
You know what I mean?
that's
If
like
you don't let Shaq and Barkley be Shaq and Barkley,
What's
then
the
you
point?
might as well not have them on your network.
that's like women when they get into a relationship and they try to change you. No, you're gonna be who you're gonna be.
Or you're gonna be out.
You're gonna be out. But
So you might
but
as
they
well
still
not
get
been
into-
in a
But they get
relationship.
into that relationship thinking they gonna change.
Yeah, but they
you.
can't be that dumb. They
But
can't be that dumb.
They don't need to change to the point where
If
Shaq.
they are licensing it.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it says
TNT still owns it.
Yeah, allowing the show and its cast to continue. Yeah. TNT will produce a show, but NBA games it just landed on their platform. ESPN is not licensing NBA games from TNT, but rather is licensing TNT's studio show inside the NBA. Okay. So yeah, I mean they got the same breathing room, whatever that is, from McAfee. I get your point. But even McAfee they've done a little double tap to him before. And I just think if you double tap Barkley, he already said I'll quit.
He's gonna double tap back.
Yeah, he gonna throw you through the glass again. Like you know.
Money guaranteed if he quit, right?
Yeah. Well, no, not if you quit.
I want to ask
Barkley
you. I know
quit,
you
it's
would
over.
know.
Yeah.
For that show.
Okay.
But he said, "Look,
I
I'm
know
at
how that entertainment money.
He gets it
I know
if he
you know. You know what I'm saying? I know you.
he
know
can
how
mail
that
it in and do it.
That's
He
why
can
I
mail
wanna
it
ask
in.
you.
He gonna do what you said to
Them
do.
checks was. Ooh, I know them. Ooh, them ESPN checks.
No, they're not
Well,
crazy.
Fox was better.
for
Who
my
was
level.
better for you, ESPN or Fox?
Fox, because it's later. It wasn't
And they were
crazy.
trying to pull the best ESPN talent over to Fox to build their ratings.
Yeah, so Fox
They were
was
overpaying,
spending more.
right?
But you knew I mean, look, if you want to play the money game in sports, you do games. You call the games. That's
a good
what
one
big,
right
yeah.
there.
Studio.
Is it
Oh,
per
really?
game or how is that per game? Do they get paid per game or is it through their whole salary for the year?
Don't know for sure, but I would assume it's a salary because they don't. The NFL the NFL pays you per game, but I think the networks pay you per year. No, like Mike Tirico argued me to death in the Bristol airport maybe 20 some years ago. In a fun way. We're having a fun, because I like studio shows. Once again, I don't like to travel. I mean, dog, I am the same dude. I just put that together. Me and him are in the airport arguing. I was like, where you going now, Mike? So I'm just going to Bristol to do the studio show for a few days, and I'm done. He's like, I got to go. Here, don't. I was like, first thing I thought, and I was like, dog, do you stay home? I was like, you ever? He's like, oh, not much. And I was like, I think he was married too. I don't know if he had kids, but I was like, all right. And he's like, yeah, but it pays the bills. I was like, yeah, this does too, but not as many maybe. And then we were just going back and forth. And I knew how much he was making. He's Mike Tirico. And I knew how much I was making and how much I could make. And he was like, you better get on this road and go get this money. But now, be real. Mike Tirico works 370 days a year. Like I see him on TV every day in a different city. And I'm like, that's what it takes. So to your question of who makes the money is all them people. Now, the anomalies, the exceptions, Stephen A., McAfee, and now Colin, and then some independent. Batard is doing great now in his independent space. But all those cats that you see on the road, they typically make a ton. So
and they don't work in the off season, so they get a bunch of time off.
Yeah,
well,
but
Mike Tirico works many different sports.
Yeah, that's true. So
he wants more money. But if he just wanted to do one sport,
Bob Costas,
right? Then he has an off season where he gets months to sit at home and still.
So like Troy Aikman and them. Right. The good of Troy Aikman is off season. The bad is I got little itty bitties that play football. Guess what I'm doing? Not watching that game.
He's only gone 2 days a week for football.
He got his own plane. Troy Aikman got his own plane. He hitting that thing lean. Yeah,
like he got the network paying for his plane to get there and back.
I'm sure that's part of his deal. Ooh. Yeah, Aikman got a deal.
He making more now than he did when he.
By far.
He not making more than Brady though, right?
No one making more than Brady.
What's the other? I can't think of his name.
Tony Romo.
No,
Romo started this.
There's another dude that got a crazy payday last year doing the NFL. He's not an ex-player. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me later, but he got paid off. I think he's either CBS's most high paid. It's one of them.
Like Jim Nantz.
I'll find. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
That shit. It comes with a price, like you said. I mean, it's hard to not see your family. There's gonna be resentment there. Your wife's gonna resent you. Your kids are gonna resent you, and that's through whatever your profession is. If you're not home, you're not home.
You're not home.
Doesn't matter what you do for a living.
Yeah.
And kids, you can't explain to a kid, I'm going to make the money. Kid wants their parent around.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be.
You know how kids spell love? T-I-M-E. Yeah, they say I need time.
It was M-O-N-E-Y.
No, that's wife.
Joe Buck. That's who I was.
Joe Buck
getting 15 a year.
Yeah. Troy getting more than that. Joe Buck getting paid. That's his partner.
Damn.
Troy getting like 17, 18.
Romo's in the 20s.
Troy's getting 18.5. Romo's getting 18.
Oh, 18.
He started his deal old though.
And what is
Strahan gets 20 a year.
Huh? But
Strahan's on national
2 jobs.
TV. Yeah.
He combined them jobs.
Yeah.
Killing it. Like
Brady
he go
getting 38 a year.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Damn.
And we're gonna talk about him later. Talking about he don't want to criticize players. Matter of fact, let's do it now. He said he's not interested in criticizing and critiquing players. And the question is, how well can he do his job of making $38 million a year if he ain't got no criticisms of players? How can you do it?
You don't have to criticize players, because if you're watching the game and you're commentating and somebody's getting fucked up and doing something bad constantly, you gotta speak up on it.
Brady says he's not.
You
got
got
to
speak up on our
How do you speak up on it?
Some way possible. I don't know how he's gonna be able to do it the nicest way possible, but Brady's gonna find a way to do it. He's gonna do it. He's just saying that now. He's just trying to make it look good. There's no way he could do his job.
Did y'all watch him or listen to him last year? I did not. I can't lie.
I heard him a couple times, but I don't remember like.
Yeah, me too. A couple times.
Anything standing out like that. But
he wasn't Romo like when Romo hit.
I listen to Romo.
Romo hits.
Break it down.
I love Tony Romo. Like there's nothing better than listening to Romo.
Romo very details it a lot. He details it very much. And the thing about Romo, sometimes he be calling out the play before they even run it. I'd be like, damn, Romo really does a good job of. I'd be like, shit, I don't know that shit like that. But
I know,
quarterback though.
The problem with Brady in that position is, as a commentator, he's still an owner. So I think he doesn't want to do that because if he talks about the wrong player,
he can get him.
That can affect the team that he's part ownership with, because then you can't get the guys to come to that team.
Yeah.
I feel like that plays into it.
I understand everything you're saying. I think you could agree with me on this. For him to do this job, though, he's going to have to somehow.
He got
I
He's
agree.
got to find a way. He's going to find a way.
I agree with you. That's what I'm
He
saying.
gonna
Like, I
find
don't
a
think he's
way.
going to be successful at it for that reason.
He's going to have to find a way, and he got producers and everything. They pay him the big bucks.
Well, there's always a way to criticize somebody. Like us in travel, we do it all the time. Like he don't like my point. He criticized me, but he doing it in a way that's my
I
boy.
ain't trying to disrespect
Yeah,
you.
he trying to disrespect me. But then every now and then
That's what I said,
you
yeah.
ramp it up. You
He
ramp
gonna
them
have to
words
do it
up.
in a way. He gonna have to figure out a way to do it, but he can't do his job without criticizing players. Like if he's playing the quarterback, let's say what's the quarterback from San Francisco that just
Purdy.
Brock Purdy throws four interceptions in the game, and one of them he's just eyeing the fucking guy the whole time and throwing it late. Brady's going.
Wow,
that's his position.
that's something you shouldn't do right here, Jim. Like you hit him with one of
You ain't have
those.
to hit it with that every single time, but
Yeah.
that's going to get old for eventually. So
Brady don't care. I think Brady don't care how well he does his job. And that's not a slight. That's like, I got paid. I'm going to be me.
and they're gonna
You
keep
paid
paying
me.
and they're going to keep paying me.
And this brand's so strong. TB12 is in the building. I'm not changing. I'm not going to be like the rest of
I
them.
agree with
Yeah,
you.
I think he's not, as much as you want to hear Brady commentate, I don't think anybody cares. I think he's there strictly for his cachet because it's Brady. It's just like how NBC bringing
hear
in
him talk.
Jordan. He's
Yep.
the greatest, arguably they're going to say he's the greatest player or greatest QB for sure of all time. And then you bringing in Jordan, who's considered, the greatest player of all time. They can say whatever they want. It don't matter. People are tuning in just because you're there.
You're there.
wanna hear
That's
him
it.
speak.
Ain't that crazy?
But you want Brady to uplift the league. You don't want a Charles Barkley type situation where you're paying someone $38 million a year. It only benefits the players in the league to have
Well,
Tom
yeah,
Brady
you don't wanna
speak in
hear-
a positive note, upbeat. You have enough analysts that are criticizing. And I don't think Tom Brady's saying he's not going to criticize. It's more of I respect the player. Like, I respect Patrick Mahomes. If he makes a mistake, who am I to criticize him? He's already the best at his game. But he'll call out when the team makes a mistake, but perhaps not point out Patrick Mahomes, but he'll call out the mistake and what they should have done just in a different way.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to do that. And that's why Barkley's only on post-game, halftime shows and beginning shows because they don't want to hear Barkley for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Well, it's
People
also
wanna
because he
hear
don't
Brady.
he don't do
People
no
want to hear
research.
Brady for 3 hours.
He ain't there
You know?
for his,
Yeah, people want to hear Brady for 3 hours. They
Dog,
don't
do y'all
wanna hear
remember
for
Barkley?
that long.
Or have y'all seen Barkley when he do the college? He's gotten better, but he used to do the college halftime and
Oh, when he
post-game.
barely know shit?
He don't know
Well,
the
first of all,
names.
No research, yes.
Only Greg Anthony and the other old dude. Like it's hard to know 64 teams worth of players and how they play and their philosophies.
But they do prep them before that.
They-
I used to work on March Madness every year when I was working at CBS, and they give you a whole breakdown of every team.
Oh, yeah.
Who the players are, their strengths, their weaknesses, like a full breakdown. So the good commentators,
You
when
read
they're
through
doing
it.
that game or they're going to speak on this game, they have already had their notes to review.
And
He
they
just
have
don't.
their notes in front of them.
Yeah, he just don't care.
Yeah, he
It's just
won't
like-
do that. That cheat sheet that they give you, he won't read that, and it was horrific. It's like it's crazy. So he just don't want to do it. So I think Brady is gonna get away with being Brady, and that's different. That's like Peyton Manning. Like Peyton Manning wouldn't get up there criticizing. You watch him on the Manning cast, he ain't criticizing nobody.
Nah, yeah.
They're always picking you up. They're like Eugene. How Eugene, when he sees a issue, he doesn't say the issue like I would say the issue. Right? And then he'll say it in a way that there's a silver lining. To that point, I had a conversation last night with a family. It was crazy. I'm trying to say this as general as possible, so in case they're watching.
It's time to get your kid out this sport.
Yeah, literally had the conversation off the team first. Like you no more, no mas. And it was me because I'm comfortable in those situations. It's me because I know the road ahead. I'm like, this ain't it. This just means don't do this anymore. But it was tough because you were saying, how do you criticize? I had to criticize the kid and criticize their situation and what they contributed to it by still showing love, like a real marriage. Every day I talk to my wife, I'm like, dog.
You keep changing the schedule.
She changed the schedule. You caught it yesterday. He got a dose of it. She changed
I
our
stayed out of it.
I
She
would've-
looked at me, and I was like, I looked the opposite way. I looked the opposite way. I don't want
She
no
changed the
smoke.
schedule 3 times, which on its surface may not sound like a lot, but the thing is, multiple people are involved and affected. So we're going around what you already said we're gonna do. We're supposed to. She left one party and supposed to go home. She ended up going to another party. That affected it. Then she went home. She got home after me. That affected it. And then when we were here, the kids supposed to go to gymnastics. And then next thing you know, I'm like, why they ain't not going? Oh, they're going to go tomorrow. I was like, that affected
Why
it.
you scared? He called me to come here to grab her.
To grab his daughter because I thought my daughter was going to leave. I was like, I don't want her here solo. So I was like, come get her before 4:45. He comes, and it turns out they ain't going anyway. I was like, another divorce in my head. How many divorces I got in my head? Like,
Marcellus,
I know. I need to travel more.
The funniest part though, when he was going, he had like a mild rant, but it was like a very respectful one.
Yeah, I keep him going.
And then she was like, I don't know what his problem is. It's like, oh, she really don't get it.
She don't get it. No, she doesn't. That part, whatever that umangala, malalalas, cortex there, that thing.
Medulla oblongata.
Hakuna Matata.
Her cerebellum, that part gone. She has the best. She's a cornerback. She forgets everything bad. Like her short term, she gets it out. So when she mess up, I'm like, what? You just messed up my whole day. And then she's just like, and she just moves on. She don't get it, and she'll do it again. And I'm sure I ran a lot, as y'all can tell. But I'd be like, baby, what the hell are we doing here? Like, what's this? I'm like a coach, and she like a player. Just like, all right, dog, I hear you. I'm still gonna ball the way I ball. So don't come over my house unless you're ready for some fireworks. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, what we got to talk about next? We got to talk about, money. Since you don't care about ratings, DNs, TJ Watt, Hendrickson, Parsons, all trying to get to the next level, highest paid edge rushers. Myles Garrett already set that market. 4 years, 160.
That's why it's taking so long, because I don't think the teams want to budge. 39.8. 30. That's still a lot. Like, you feel? I don't think they want to go over that.
So you think any of those 3 getting over it?
I think it's going to happen because they don't need them right now. You know how it goes. They don't need them right now. August hits, end of July hits, then we're going to start talking. But I feel like they're trying to keep that market. Myles killed it. He killed it. And I feel like they don't want it to go past that. And if they do, it's going to keep going up. They'll put it right under. It'd be 39.9.
Yeah.
You feel me? But they don't want it. They don't want it to go up because it's gonna keep going up. I think that's why they trying to chop it right there, because Myles he broke that fucking bank. But they have to understand the reason why Myles did it is because Cleveland knew they had to do that and give him everything to keep him there.
Yeah, because he said he threatened to go. He's threatened to trade.
How mad I'm at? They gave 40. Oh shit!
How much of that was guaranteed?
I forgive you.
Oh, I want to say like
I forgive you.
130,
Hey, big
140
head.
of it.
Hey, big head.
That's massive.
Hey, big head. Hey,
He's
big
also a
head.
freak of nature.
He is.
I'll be, hey, big head. 40, hey, big head. I
What'd
forgot
you
everything. See, that's where it goes. Now you see.
DP, question for you though. Is there a Yankees equivalent NFL football team that's willing to pay someone $41 to get that championship, to get to the Super Bowl?
Well, Cleveland didn't do it because they think they're going to get to the Super Bowl, get to the championship. They did it because they know he's the best player in the NFL on the defensive side, and they couldn't let him go. And they know for them to even have any chance to win a couple of games is going to be with him, because they don't have a quarterback right now. We don't know. Hopefully one of these guys, Shedeur or somebody comes up, Dylan, but they're banking on OG right there, Flacco.
Yeah, you
right
don't
now.
pay a DN.
So you got to pay him. They're paying him quarterback numbers because he's the quarterback franchise face of the team, and they're not going to really be able to do anything without him.
And because they didn't have to pay that Shedeur dollar that they was gonna have to pay.
Exactly.
Well,
They still got it. They didn't pay the
also,
quarterback money.
also because they did pay Deshaun Watson. So
That was
they
a couple
paid
years
somebody
ago.
who hasn't performed for him. This guy has performed, put in the work, been all pro. They got to show some loyalty to that dude.
Well, especially he was threatening for a trade too.
Right.
Threatening for a trade.
So they had to get everything to give to him for him to stay. and they gave him everything. They had to, and that's the only reason they got him to stay. Because, like I said, that 40 changed his mind quick.
Man,
real quick.
$40 million at DN is absurd great. Like, that's crazy. That's quarterback money, low-level quarterback money.
I might have Donald do some pass rush reps today, see if he want to switch sides.
Oh, it's always been a quarterback DN money, like, league. Receivers have made that surge and passed running backs by far. But in terms of impact, you're not going to win a championship based off of a DN. You're not going to win a championship based off of a receiver. You'll win a championship based off of a quarterback. Like, think about it. Like, think of the top receivers. Terrell Owens, no. Mike Irvin, yes. Jerry Rice, yes. Then you start going where? Marvin Harrison, no. Like, you don't, like, whoever you're going to say.
Calvin Johnson.
Like, they don't. It's a hit or miss, but quarterback is a hit. It's like, it's hard to be a top quarterback and not do it unless you say like Marino. But dog, 40. Dog, I remember, this is how big the NFL is. This is why it ties into our ratings conversation. I got 6 years for 40 and people thought I broke banks. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I got 30.
30 years ago, it wasn't not 30. It was over. 24. 24. Oh, that's under. That's not 25 or more.
Be honest with you, I don't think
That's money.
I don't think Hendricks is that good. Nowhere near that good. I don't even think he's.
Just say it. Everybody's. That's why he's the least of those.
And I don't feel like
I'm with you.
Watt and I don't feel like Watt and them are as good as.
Huh?
I don't feel like they're as good.
TJ Watt, the best thing on that football
I
field.
don't think he's as good as.
TJ Watt, I would dare say, is better than. I don't want to go do that to Myles.
I'll put them hands.
If you make me rank,
I'll put them hands on TJ.
TJ
I
Watt.
think TJ Watt's better than Myles Garrett. Is that the conversation?
That's why I'm. Myles Garrett and Parsons. I'm going TJ Watt. TJ Watt's a dude. He is silly. You couldn't block
me
him.
as a tackle. Yes, I put them hands on him. I'm more worried about Myles Garrett than all three of them. But me as a tackle, I'm
the strength.
Myles Garrett gonna make you feel it.
No, the length. No Diddy. He had long arms. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? And
he
plays
a
the
gigantor.
run, and he's strong.
he's a
TJ Watt's an
nature.
upfield speed finesse rusher. I could play against those kind of athletes. You feel what I'm saying?
I think TJ's more skilled.
Wait.
I think Myles Garrett is just a brute force.
He got moves. He gets it done. I feel like he's just more effective. That's just my opinion.
Oh, that's just my opinion. We just trying to tell you what the real is. That TJ Watt is insane. Dog, he be like, whoever block him, he be like, what you want to do? Whatever you want to do, I can do better.
I'm not saying he's not good.
Dog,
but
everybody's lined up against him, all types, all styles. And he's like, what you want? He cooks your food and makes you eat it.
I ain't lined up against him.
Well, how is Hendrickson not better because his numbers are better and he lines up against the same
people. A lot of things
people?
fall into them sacks too.
Like what would fall into a TJ Watt or Myles Garrett sack that wouldn't fall into a Hendrickson?
I got to give Hendricks his
Stats
credit.
don't always show you how good you are.
Not always. He has
Sometimes you fall into some sacks, baby. Sometimes luck.
But that's not him. That's not Hendrickson because he's done this multiple years. He has a strength. He's not fast like that. He has a strength to his center of gravity that I think is what get him his sacks. So on most sacks, people miss him because they go by the quarterback. They can run by him. You guys are trying to push us past the quarterback. Him, when he turns, it's over. Like he like a Porsche. Like when I grip a BMW, when I grip that road. But he ain't going fast. But he like when I grip that road, you ain't getting me off my spot.
That Justin Smith strength.
Yeah, that he got that. And what's Justin Smith? The first version or the second version? Because he changed when he went to 49ers. Remember that?
49ers, he was a beast.
He was a beast, but he was skinny.
gosh.
He was TJ Wattish in Cincy. He got to the 49ers to put on that thing.
Man, we had a double team and they brought the extra lineman in. When I tell you that nigga grabbed both of us.
Yeah,
I'm over here reaching for the linebacker.
Yeah. It looked illegal what he was doing at the
That
end.
motherfucker was so strong. When he brushed me, I would just get down low and just throw as much as I could into him and then just try to regain before the quarterback gets the ball. Go, because he was so strong. Like, he was just
He got so much stronger, too, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just once it got his momentum.
Sound like he was on something.
My thoughts.
That's what it sounded like.
No, because he changed his body. When his body changed.
I know. That's what I'm
my
saying.
college,
That's what I'm
Marcellus,
saying. It sounded
Marcellus,
like he
my
had a little
college
assistance.
strength coach was the strength coach at the Niners during that year.
And
and he was a beast. I stayed with him during college to work out with him instead of going with my agents people.
Okay.
And he was a beast. And I always asked him, and he said he always swore up and down that Justin was never on nothing.
Yeah,
But
I don't
he
like
was
putting that on
He
somebody.
was, but my strength coach was one of the best strength coaches I ever had, and he was with them through all them times at the 49ers. I mean, everybody was strong. That's when they had Patrick Willis. That's when they had Navarro Bowman.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
when Deshaun Ghostin. That's when they were flying. That defense.
Super Bowl.
Alden Smith.
That's the one they went to with Cap,
They went
right?
to, but they lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, they bought it in bulk, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
But I feel like the reason why it's taking those guys so long is because they want more, and the teams don't want to give them more because they don't feel like a boy from the Browns should have got that much. You feel me? So they don't want that.
That's what happened with Deshaun. Nobody wanted to pay no other quarterbacks.
You know.
They're like,
So
man,
I think that's what the big holdup is.
there it is.
And like you
never-
said,
they
right
never
now
get
doing
into that
holdouts because
contract.
I held out twice.
Deshaun.
They don't need them right now.
Yeah.
They don't need them. When it gets towards the end of July and closer, that's when they start needing.
So
August.
that means the other owners just stay mad at the Cleveland Browns owner, huh?
Keep paying them.
What's his name?
Hey, they're gonna be even madder after Shedeur come out here and really shines a 5th round pick. Then they really gonna be mad at him.
But I read yesterday he's taking second team reps already.
Well, I read.
Second team or backups?
Second team.
He
I
should have
saw
been
that he
both.
was taking backups.
Backup.
Yeah.
Second team. So they got a pecking order of who gets the
Yeah,
reps.
but
he's
second-
getting the
Can't you be
second
lower
most.
than second
He's
team?
probably ain't
the
getting all of
second
them.
most
He's
reps.
getting a couple
Can't you
reps.
be
They're
lower than
rotating.
second team?
Yeah.
Also, that's
Well, they got 4
This
quarterbacks.
is how they
got
do
four
it. This is how they
quarterbacks.
do
That's what
it.
I'm
So this
saying.
is how they do it. They usually have about
He's
12
number
plays
2 right now.
each period. They usually have about 12 plays each period. Am I correct? And the first team will probably do maybe 4. Then the second team will come in. They'll do 3 or 4. Then third team come in will do maybe 2 or 3. And then sometimes they'll bring the first group back in sometimes. But that's usually for training camp. They don't even do that much on OTAs. But that's how they rotate. So they could be having Dylan take 2 reps with the second team. Shedeur take 2 reps with the second team. And then they split the third team reps. So it could be going like that too.
No, the way
you
the
know, or they
article
could be
was- that's
having.
why- 'cause
the
I
way the
saw
article
backups.
was.
So I don't know if that was second or third. I thought that was like maybe lower than second team.
No, they were the way it was being described. It was like he was the second best quarterback that they.
I think he is definitely
That's what
Behind.
behind Flacco.
Oh, I think he's behind Gabriel too.
No, Gabriel
think
was
so.
was getting less
do, though?
reps than him.
Even from
He's
like
better
even
than
from their
Gabriel.
college tape, you think going in there Gabriel
Going in?
Yeah.
I thought Gabriel was
better?
better.
I think Shedeur's more NFL ready than Gabriel is.
I don't think that
He just
either.
looks like even when I watched some of the clips from him, and like the way he's moving, the way he's like slinging it with like confidence.
Shedeur?
Shedeur. It's
I mean,
like
it's
he just
prac-
looks. I know, but I see Gabriel doing reps in practice, and to me, it don't
But
look
you gotta
the same.
understand, out of all those people, Shedeur ain't got nothing to lose. Because
Right.
Shedeur don't make it in the NFL. He still made it. And
Well, he got-
so
he got a
Shedeur
whole
can
lot
make
to
That
it.
hurts. Yeah,
I just feel like,
like
I just
I
feel
mean,
like
it's
I-
his
he got a
pride.
lot
Can I
to
finish?
lose.
Let me finish, please. Let me finish.
Yeah, change it up now.
No, I'm not changing that. So, hey, if I got a pass and it's cover 2, Dylan might not take that chance to throw it in that pocket. Shedeur gonna take that
I see
chance
what
to
you're
throw it
saying.
in that
I
pocket
see what you're saying.
in practice. You feel what I'm saying? I got shit to fall
playing
back
with-
on.
he's
That shit
playing
don't
with a
work.
free mind,
And
what
I'm
you're
trying to
saying.
get and I'm trying to get up the depth chart too. I'm gonna take that chance compared to Dylan might hit the check down. That's how I'm looking at it. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I do.
Do you understand that kind of like? You feel what I mean?
I want to just bring the microphone back to the 3 moments I've been around people. I've seen Shedeur games, but the 3 times I've seen him in mass, like with other people. And it's amazing how that every one of those games, everyone was leaving saying, I don't know about him, dog. It's like you hear and then you watch and you're like,
Too much Shedeur.
yeah. Like, yeah. Like, that's what I'm like. I'm waiting. I'm fascinated to see his transition.
I want to see it too.
Because I don't know if it's going to transition. But
But the crazy
I
thing
watched all
is,
his
I feel like
televised games
they've talked about Shedeur. I've heard more about Shedeur since the draft than Cam Ward.
by far,
Definitely.
I mean, I've seen some sick Shedeur passes, and I'm like, whoa. And then I'm like, oh, that's good.
But they ain't showing us. I ain't seen the bad side. They ain't
And it's
showed
a lot
none
of
that.
checkdowns.
I watched.
And they ain't
all
showed
this-
none of the bad sides. I ain't seen Deion post one video like, hey, son, we gotta get better at this. Like, you feel what I'm saying, though? Yeah, but I mean,
Are
That
you
ain't
gonna post
you.
it back of your kid that's
I
trying to get
wanted
a
to.
starting job?
I wanted to.
Not if your kid
but my
is trying
son
to get
don't
a
want
starting
me.
job. You're not gonna put those clips out there.
And I'm gonna put what he needs to do to correct it.
OG cold or hot?
OG going through menopause. Hot.
You hot?
It is.
Oh,
it was
you're
a-
hot?
It
He
is a
going
little
through
warm.
menopause. He going through menopause.
Are you sweating?
Well, you
I
got
was
this
a
big
little
ass
warm
sweater
earlier,
on,
but I'm
OG.
fine now.
You wearing a sweater in the summer, OG? I know it's cold in the morning, but it's gonna be 80 by the time y'all get out there with that pickleball.
Yeah.
I gotta-
I don't know about Shedeur, dog.
I
I
watched-
think people lie too when they I know
mean,
facts. People
I watched
lie.
all the televised games
And
this
you thought
past
what?
season.
And you thought what?
And there was games. There's some games. I'm like, that boy's good. Like,
Which
making
game?
fourth quarters. What was the one? I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember what the team he was playing. But it was like they were up most of the game, and then they lost the lead with like 2 minutes left. He got on the field. He never looked worried.
98 yards.
Just
me
like
that.
walked them down
Yeah.
easy. The whole time he just got on the field like, I got this. And I've seen him do that in other games too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they end up losing that game because I forget who somebody turned the ball over. Something happened at the like the last 30 seconds, whatever. But every time I've watched him play, like a lot of times his accuracy and his confidence and how he was just timing, it was like he's an elite quarterback. Now I'm sure there's things
Jaden Daniels style? What we saying?
I mean, well, Jaden is more mobile than he is.
No,
so
I'm
I
talking
think
about-
he's better.
who's
He's better
better?
than Jaden Daniels.
okay,
I think he's
yeah.
better than Shedeur.
Yeah.
But I think Shedeur, just for like his arm and like what he does with his skill set, I think he's elite.
Oh, I can't wait. Good. I need to see it because I'm like, woo, this is going to be. At first, he got to start. He got to fight through all that.
They thought so too until Deion started getting a little too involved.
I don't think so.
I think what hurt Shedeur the most is when Deion got on there and there was one particular interview. He was like, "Oh, he gonna go where I tell him to go."
Yeah, I
and
remember
we're
that.
not playing. He's like, "Yeah, there's certain teams if they call, we're not playing for them." And I
Yeah.
feel like that just started like the domino effect of
I
like,
think-
yeah, we're not trying to deal with that.
I totally disagree with that. That's like the fine girl talking you out of taking her out. That doesn't happen because you're not even caring what she says. That lets you know that she ain't that fine. And that's what the Shedeur problem was. Like every person I know, them Bucky Brooks types, when they being honest, or the ones who didn't care, they were like, nah, I don't know. That's what they said. But what makes me believe them is ain't no fine girl talking you out of taking her out. Like if you are it, you it. Like Eli Manning didn't have to say a word. His daddy didn't have to say a word. And that said everything because he was it to them, whatever them is and whatever them want. But whatever Shedeur is, it wasn't it because he talked himself out of it. The only way you get dropped in the draft for real, you got to get arrested that day, recent, or be on air smoking weed. Remember that dude? Like they don't drop you 5 rounds because he dropped really 1 round. From everyone thinking top of the draft, he dropped to where you're not a starter, which is 3rd round on is not starters. They don't really think. So I just don't know.
We also never seen this scenario with a player who's had a father that was that big, that outspoken.
Yeah.
So I think
great point.
Deion saying these type of things is a very different scenario than anybody else because it's like, I mean, Deion is bigger than the sun.
No,
So, I mean,
absolutely. He bigger than the son.
He's bigger than the son. He's bigger than the coach on that team.
Nah, for real.
He's arguably bigger than the owners, not financially, but like he does and says certain things. It can put a huge
I can't wait to
spotlight
meet
on
Deion.
your.
But that's an
your staff.
additive. That's all a plus if you got what we want. Because
But
we
not
got
if-
marketing machinery.
But not if we not treating what you got the way you feel like they should be treated. So the moment, like, let's say you pick up Shedeur, and now we don't like something Shedeur is doing, or we're dealing with him. We want to coach him a certain way or do stuff that you don't agree with.
Oh, yeah.
And now he starts talking.
Deion,
That
it's a problem.
That can affect your franchise.
It can
affect
but-
the locker room. It can affect the coach.
But that doesn't make sense. If I'm drafting Shedeur thinking he's great like you are, I'm a bad team. You give me all this marketing, earned media, Deion Sanders, and all I got to deal with is maybe losing, which we already used to. There's no downside. So that only downside is
That's because you're built like that. Everybody's not built like that.
No, it's not
Some
about
guys
me.
can't
but
take.
looking at it
That's not
from there,
built.
it's a win-win
it's
situation.
a win-win. It's not me built.
Definitely a win-win
It's
situation.
them built. They like, we can only go up. And then if this goes wrong, we already on left from where we at to where we can go up. The problem is they never thought he was that guy. They would have put up with that for Cam Newton if Cam Newton daddy was crazy.
That might be true. I'm not disagreeing that he
Yeah,
wasn't that guy because obviously you have insight on things
I'm
that I
just
probably
telling
don't
you,
know.
yeah.
But I do believe, though, if I'm a coach there, and yeah, it's like all I got to do is win, even if we lose, and it's like whatever. Well, if Deion start talking and talking about how bad of a coach
losing
you
your
are,
job.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like
But
that
hold
could
on.
affect
What
the franchise
coach-
and locker room.
So this is the thing. No coaches are allowed to draft. Like who? Like because this is what
that
happened.
goes on the GM too, though.
But the GM is going to be better off than the coach. So the coach is not making this decision. Because look, when they drafted him in Cleveland, did you see how the coach was looking? Stefanski was like,
They
he
don't
got
want him
punked into it, right? So guess what?
from the owner.
Right. So why didn't the owners punk somebody in the first round? Go. Because he ain't it to them. Like whoever that nerd is with the belly who be on the road all of the time and he be coming back. Okay, this is what I saw. And he be breaking it down. The Bill, every team have him. That guy, that nerd, he knows so much football.
Ain't played a down.
And ain't played a down, and he the one that judges you. And that's who got the owner ear and got the GM ear. And the coach just sitting there like, I'm wondering why no owner punked, or even the Cleveland owner, because that's Deion Boy. Well, he was his boy in the first round. PC, this is what I'm like, dog. Fine girls tell
that's a
you the
valid
world.
point. That's a
Fine girls tell you the world. Because they could do no wrong because they fine. It's Brazil. So they're like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, if you that good, I've never seen a player that wasn't that good. That they are wrong all the time. But if they thought you were that good, they're going to let somebody talk you out of it. Like, that's what I just don't know and see. What the hell just happened? White on white crime you just put on?
Hey, he took off a long sleeve, got another long
I
sleeve. Talking about he hot, nigga. He talking about he hot. He talking about he hot, but got two long sleeves on. Hell yeah, your ass hot.
Yeah,
OG.
you hot.
My
You know
bad.
what? He actually, you're scared. I messed it up. I usually keep it so cold that you like, I got to come ready. And I know you got, what, dialysis or something like something
All I
old.
know is Richie went from an athlete to a ball boy. I don't know what just happened. The whole fit changed.
He got one of them old man diseases. I don't know what of them old man. You
mad?
know,
He
they got
got
to
that
rub
dingy
that.
ass
They
shirt
got to
on.
rub
It's a
that.
Cialis.
Like, God damn, I had to take this shirt. I wasn't planning on taking this shirt off to pickleball. Shit. He like, damn.
A mess.
He's like, damn.
Richie, do you care anymore? Like, this motherfucker done lost it. He got on, he had a Fila socks on. I was like, oh, it's a wrap. Because he went in there, he went in the Big Five and was like, y'all got Filas? They was like,
I need
"We're-"
all of that.
Yeah, we're the only store in the world that does. And then he was like, you got the socks?
Actually, no, they send it to me.
Oh, he flexed on you. Flexing.
I ain't got no Nike love no more.
Still get a box.
Do they still send you stuff?
Yeah.
Really?
Damn.
But it went from
Just you and Grant Hill, huh?
It went from very often
last
to
You get a Columbia
like,
box every year?
once
Hell
a year.
no.
Once a
Utah
year.
State
I
still-
got-
Utah State
I got a
still
jersey.
one.
Hold on. Why? Like just because once Fila, always Fila? How'd that
Yeah.
go? That's dope. Man, how good
And
was
shit,
it?
they only had about
Get
10
Grant Hills,
clients.
Reggie. I mean,
They only had about 10 clients the whole year, so shit ain't that much
whole
they sending
career.
out. Shit, they only sending about 10 boxes out.
Can you tell me this? How high? What was your highest
That
ranking
priority,
in the
man.
world?
Not very high.
Don't do that. I hate when people do
I
that.
told you to stop downplaying yourself. The other day we was talking to somebody, and it was
Elon?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
No,
you're a
I
former
was-
pro tennis player. He was like, yeah, low level, and I was like,
Yeah.
Like if you was
Yeah,
pro,
I
you're
mean,
pro.
we just struggled trying to make it, and I was just I got on a short list of up and comers, and I got a phone call one day. Like,
What?
we hear
Still went pro.
good things about you. Would you consider wearing our brand and
Oh,
we take
yeah.
care of it and this and that and the other?
Damn.
Dude named Marty Mulligan, way back in the day.
Are you
Irish
crying
dude.
or your glasses fogging up? What the fuck is happening here?
Richie, Fila's big.
Richie sweating.
It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot as hell in here.
My whole team.
Not hot.
My whole tennis team wore
Richie, what you
Fila.
got that?
Yeah.
He
The
going through
colors
that
you wore
minute.
earlier too, same colors.
Yeah,
Blue,
do that
white,
old
and
boy
red.
pause.
Fila's still one of the
His old
premier
girl coming
brands
back
in the
from
world.
pickleball, he getting nervous.
Richie on
Mom
that
coming back from
Tusi.
pickleball.
Yeah,
he
he on that
sweating.
Tusi. You on that Cardi B diet. Oh, man. Y'all ever feel like y'all have a heart attack, but it just be your muscle contracting?
That's how I felt last night after I ate that steak.
Oh,
Then
for
I realized
real?
it must have just been indigestion.
Dog.
My thing was.
This is some of the
It's like,
trauma
what's
that I
going
go
on here?
through. Yeah. Like, when because I'm always thinking I'm going to either, there are two ways I'm going to die, heart attack or shot.
Well, you drinking 4 of them damn energy drinks.
That might
This
be
is-
it,
First
too.
of all, those are not energy drinks. These
Two
are
down.
hydration drinks. So, but like,
You
when
about
my,
to be out there sweating your ass off at pickleball.
what's wrong with that?
When doesn't he?
I'm about to say,
He's
he
playing
act like he just
when
met
he
me.
not, when he not playing pickleball.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? I'm not Richie right now. This motherfucker.
Richie need Windex.
I know. Y'all don't see it. But I always be like, when my chest contracts, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack, and I'm like, what does a heart attack really feel like? Obviously, I don't want to know, but then I'm like, is this the beginning sign? Because they always say your left hand start tingling, you got to go to the hospital and stuff.
Is that a heart attack or a stroke?
both,
Heart attack.
yeah,
It starts
left.
tingling.
So I was like,
know that your left hand-
and then I'm always thinking I'm gonna get shot. Like every day, there's not a day in my life I ain't never thought I was gonna get shot.
How do you
Shocked?
go to the doctor
Bow,
to
nigga.
like get your vitals and everything checked and your pressure and all of that?
Here and there, yeah, every.
I know I'm bad at that.
I went last year, and I
Most
got to go
guys.
this year. I got to get
I ain't
colonoscopy.
got a physical in years.
I try to go every
know.
year when football season starts because you remember we used to get our physical all the time before camp.
Yep.
So ever since I've been trying, I try to go around before football season's over. So I've been trying to do that.
I avoid it sometimes just because I avoid it sometimes. It's been good so long that I'm thinking this is going to be good again. And that's a bad expectation, assumption I should make. But then I did have high blood pressure, higher, I should say, last time. And he was like, you too big. He was like, that's when he gave me the Ozempic. He was like, you too big. And I was like,
Offensive guard size, huh?
shut your ass. I mean, I was 298 then. Now I'm like,
3 technique.
still smaller than your ass.
Y3 gap.
But then I was dropping down. And then one day this week, I looked at something. And I was like, dog, I am big as shit. Because everyone tells me I'm big. Not even fat. They'd be like, damn, why I didn't know you're that big? I was like, I weighed 282 when I was leaving college. I'm 280 now. I'm less. But it don't look the same.
I looked at a picture.
You gotta hear this. That
you was
last
muscle.
tournament,
Nah,
when
I
you were
looked at
sitting
a
on the
picture.
bleacher.
Yeah.
Cheryl was sitting next to you. She literally felt the bleacher do this when you sat. Oh, why am I lifting up?
Oh, yes, she had to go up. Seesaw, baby. Seesaw.
He dipped into that metal bleacher.
Yeah, like,
I saw a picture. I was like,
big.
wow.
Yeah,
I looked
gigantic.
at myself. I was like,
Shit, I was looking at our show clips and was like, that belly has got to
in the
go.
beginning.
Oh,
And
I know.
that
I'll be
face,
catching mine too. Yeah.
like-
It got to go, huh? So we
I
got to
was
play
bad. I
pickleball.
was
Wait,
bad.
because then if you look at the earlier episodes, you can see it in your face.
Damn.
I
Fat
got
as
here on
fuck.
pickleball so I could whoop you. Talk my shit.
Let's move next topic. That's not happening. That's not
an
happening. My
athlete.
game is getting better.
I'm an athlete. I just got to get control
that
of hitting the
lobster
ball
yesterday.
not so far. You can't hit the
Getting
ball.
his
The
reps
ball
in.
right go. That's
Oh,
how I
really?
control
No,
it.
this is not the time for you to talk through pickleball that you don't play. You know what I'm saying? You don't
play
play
today?
I'm an
Nope.
athlete.
He
I gotta
wanted
take-
to.
I gotta
Go
go
to
to
Redlands.
camp. I gotta take him to camp.
He got to go to camp. Well, let's talk about Barkley. I need you to chime in on this Barkley topic.
Bored.
Y'all fired Tom Thibodeau, and then y'all try to hire 4 other coaches and counting, and nobody's saying yes. You stop saying Dolan. I need to hear the real reason. What's wrong with your Knicks? Knicks.
One, I feel like they should have thought about that first. I do believe Tibbs should have been fired because I think he got exposed in the playoffs. It showed a lot
How,
of his
Sway?
weaknesses. He didn't adapt. There was moments where he was running his players down into the ground, and it's like, pull your guys out, get the rest. Then Carlisle was going deeper in the bench. He wasn't making subs. Like, there's just so many things that he was doing. There's certain moments, like when they would go big, he would still keep the same 5. When Indiana's switching and going small and they're running them up and down the court, he's still keeping the same. Like, he never made any adjustments in like his rotations. And I think any good coach sees that. And I think the best coaches know how to adjust on the fly and know when to give their guys a rest. I feel like he's just very by the book. Well, fourth quarter, Brunson's gonna sit for the first 2 minutes. Doesn't matter what the score is, and you just can't do that.
But
And
he keeps getting a job. Same MO. They keep hiring him.
I think he's a decent coach. But every coach is not good for every team. So like some coaches, I think he should just go back to being a defensive, like a assistant coach for the defense. I think that's where his bread and butter is.
Like Van Gundy is doing now for the
Right.
Clippers.
Like I think I think Van Gundy is a great coach.
That shit
I think
ain't
the
help.
Knicks should pick up Van Gundy, but
Bring him back.
and bring him back. I think that would be a good look for them. But again, and they've
Mark
talked about
Jackson's
this. I
still
also
around.
think it's not really Tibbs' fault to an extent because they traded away so many pieces just to get Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Which I thought they overpaid drastically for him. They could have got him for the low. And you trade away everything you had to build or to get better players just to get somebody who's not even an all-star. Doesn't make sense to me. So, I don't know. They're going to have to figure something out with the coach.
Why
because-
nobody wants to go there? Like, those are all Tibbs issues and what he dealt with and what they
Because he
dealt with
just
with
got
him.
him to the Eastern Conference Finals and got fired. So I think that makes other coaches worried. Like,
Well,
I'd have to do better than that just to.
But the list of coaches they're talking about have jobs already.
Yeah,
Right.
that's real.
That's like you getting a divorce and then going after everybody else's wife.
I ain't got to get a divorce to do that, right?
Well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Specifically, he's going to get Cooper Flag. What coach? Why would he leave before he gets a chance to
That part.
coach Cooper? He's not going to leave. Be crazy.
And it's always been a Knicks problem. They always want everybody else's sloppy seconds. Like they always do that. From whenever they had star players, it was always somebody who was a star for somebody else, and now they're like on the back end of their career, and they try to bring them in and get the last bit out of them. Like there's plenty of good coaches. Mike Malone does not have a job and just won a championship a couple years ago. Like why are you not
I
going
don't know
after
why
him?
that would be who I'd be calling, especially somebody that's going to get in their players and ask the most out of them. Because I love Carl, but the way he draws back on defense and the way he doesn't hustle back, Mike Malone would bring in that mentality like, hey, bro, this is how it's gonna be. That's why he's out of Denver, because he was too
calling
tough.
them out.
It was too tough on these guys, and they didn't want to agree. I think that you mentioned that would be great. They should be called.
But see, we don't know if any of those coaches wouldn't want to coach the Knicks.
Why would you
They
not?
weren't given permission to even talk to him.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
were talking about, okay,
Team
yeah.
owners have been like, no, you can't even talk to him.
Yeah.
So we don't know if those cats
But-
would jump or not.
Yeah, and I was going to challenge. Cooper Flag is amazing, but New York Knicks, Showtime and all that.
Why
shit?
would
No state tax.
Income tax. in
No state
Dallas.
tax.
I mean, look,
I'm staying over there.
where I am has to be amazing. Then how much does it cost to be there? Not how much does it cost. It's amazing. But people run that equation. I could move to Dallas tomorrow and I would be happy. But I love LA more, so I'm paying, and you know it is. I'm getting taxed.
Jason Kidd a legend. He a Hall of Famer. It don't matter where he he don't got to go to the Knicks. Like no matter where he go, he's still Jason Kidd.
No, but what I'm saying is there's two ways to look at it. One is like they don't want to go because they like Eastern Conference Finals, you firing a dude. And it's the Knicks. You have no job security with the Knicks. One, because of Dolan, but two, there's something to like not taking the job, because the job comes with the expectations that never will be met. And I think even with the Lakers, like remember when dude won the championship and then the next year they fired him or something? Or the year after? No, more recent than that.
Oh, you talking about Frank
Vogel?
Frank
No.
Vogel.
Vogel, yeah.
Vogel.
Yeah.
Give me that chip. Now get your ass. You know what I mean? Like there's something to it. And this is like argument that they have in pros in college. Would you rather coach college? Or would you rather coach the pros? And everyone's like, the ultimate job is to coach in the pros. You go to college, you can hide. You'll be there 10, 20 years. And they be like, well, there's only one BCS champion. The rest of them is just trying. I'm in the tournament. I'm tournament. And you just milk it all the way through. Whereas if you go to the Knicks, ain't no milking it. It's like as soon as you get there, you on the clock. And I think that's part of the reason. But Malone will be insane for y'all. And
It would.
y'all don't want none of
I think it
that.
should be Malone or Jeff Van Gundy, for sure.
Oh, you ain't stealing him. We got on at the Clippers right
Yeah,
now.
doing that for y'all?
But I'm sure if he has the opportunity, because he wanted to be a head coach again. So like he ain't getting nowhere with the Clippers. So if he has the opportunity to go back to the Knicks, where he already made his name as a
It's true.
good head
That's
coach, and now he can take a team that just went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That is sick.
Like that's like the
When
perfect
was the
story.
Last time he was a head coach.
Well,
That had to be damn near 15
but he's
years ago.
But he's an assistant coach now.
Yeah, he's
for the
still
past
coaching.
couple of years. So he's relevant to today's game because he's coaching in it, and he already has head coach experience. So he could take his experience now with how the play is and how everything navigates now, and I think he could easily transition into that. I feel like that's why he took that job, because he was trying to get a head coaching job and he wasn't getting the looks. So he's like, you know what? Let me at least get back in the door, take this assistant coach job, and then that will help me work my way back in.
Yeah, that's
Been any
insulting.
coaches recently that have stayed with the Knicks longer than 2 years.
Well, Tibbs was there for 5 years.
Was Tibbs there 5 years in New York?
Yeah, what was, yeah.
They go driving that car with no destination.
What was
Sinking in the boat.
How about this one? How about example one is now?
No, I didn't realize he was there 5 years.
Woodson was there for what, like 5
Yeah,
years?
Woodson was there for a minute.
Yeah,
It ain't that. It's just,
Not that bad, yeah.
you ain't getting nowhere with
I
them.
think Steve Ballmer should float and see what he can get for trading Ty Lue to the Knicks.
Nah, he ain't gonna let Ty Lue go.
Whoa. Why?
Trade Ty Lue, get Mike
What
Malone.
good is having Ty Lue been for the Clippers?
Don't do that.
Well, that's not his fault. It's
Yeah.
his personnel.
Yeah, don't do that.
Can it be both? How
Nope.
many times?
No,
how many times?
I think Ty Lue's an elite coach.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, look where he's gotten them.
He's already got.
Where's he gotten
Don't
them?
forget his chip.
Okay, he has a LeBron chip.
Oh. So Phil Jackson got Jordan and Kobe
Frank
chips.
Vogel has a LeBron chip.
What does a LeBron chip mean?
Well, you said where's you?
But so
I
you
get
can't have
what-
a
I get
great
where you're
player?
going.
I mean,
with it.
seriously, what has Ty Lue really? Where has he super excelled? What is he?
You got a championship where they fired a coach who didn't get the championship.
With LeBron.
Yeah, but LeBron has also missed championships in more years than he's made them. He's only won 4.
He got one with Frank
He's
Vogel.
won 4, and he's been in the league for 22 years. So that's 18 years he ain't winning.
He's got one with Frank Vogel.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But
His point is saying that if you got a chip as LeBron's coach, then how good of a coach are you actually?
Damn good.
Because you got that coach only because you had LeBron.
Well, talk to them other 18 years of coaches. They didn't get a chip with him. Talk to Magic and his
what
and other
good?
coaches.
What good
than
has
Pat
it been?
Riley.
What good has it been for the Clippers to have Tyronn Lue?
Well, one, it depends on how you look at it. So I don't look at sports like you look at it. I look at it where it's 1 out of 30. You look at it like, and that means 20. I look at it 29. You look at it as 1. None of these coaches are going to win championships. It's like 3, 4 of them, right? The rest of y'all just keep going. So I judge you based on, can you put me in potential? Can you put me in an opportunity? Can you give me competitiveness?
Has he done that?
Yeah.
When?
We went to the Western Conference Finals.
When? I mean,
It was Lob City years, no?
yeah,
that
but
was-
you had loaded teams and you didn't get over the
That's
hump.
Doc Rivers too, and I still think
and-
Doc Rivers is not. I think Ty Lue's probably a better coach than Doc Rivers. Would you say that?
And what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying Ty Lue's a bad coach, but what good has it been for the Clippers to have Ty Lue?
What
I don't think
good?
I think he's.
You don't see how
I
good
think,
we are?
Personally,
I'ma
I
give you a
think
little
he's.
pushback.
I think he's overrated as a coach.
I hear it.
And I think that if the Clippers can get good compensation back, why not hire Mike Malone for the Clippers, get compensation from the Knicks, and trade him
I'm gonna
to the
give you a
Knicks?
little pushback on your part.
Why?
I
He
get,
only has Jokic chips, Mike Malone.
right.
Right, which is
Which is what?
It's the same.
which
It's the same.
puts him on
point. So
par
I was
with-
about to give you
puts him
pushback
on
on that
par.
because I get why you're saying that, but here's the pushback. So prior to Ty Lue being there, that same team was there and they didn't win. Ty Lue comes and they win right away. Doug Collins was
won
there
what?
with Jordan and Scotty.
What
They
did they
didn't win.
win?
Phil comes, they win right away.
Clippers haven't won nothing.
See,
I'm
there
not-
we
I'm
go
not-
to
I'm not-
nothing.
I'm not
That's what
talking about the
hurts.
Clippers. I'm
We've
saying
won. We just
I'm
ain't won a
saying
championship.
With you have teams that.
Or wait,
Don't
first
do
round,
that.
maybe
We-
first
We've
round.
been in a
But
championship.
look,
I
I'm
mean, the
saying,
Western
but you
Conference
have
Championship?
teams
What?
that were already existing and they were losing,
years
and
ago?
then that coach comes there and they win immediately the first year. You gotta give credit to their coaching.
Yep.
Because if it was just the team, they would have won the year before. It happened with Jordan and Scotty. It happened when Phil went to the Lakers. Shaq and
but
Kobe
the
was
Clippers-
together before
but
Phil
the
got there.
Clippers
They
haven't
didn't
won
win.
a championship. They haven't even sniffed a
I
championship.
know, but again, that goes to personnel. That's not all
well,
on the
it
coach.
goes to both.
It depends. If you're
But
if
it's
you're a
not
great
50-50 if
And
it's
if,
both.
and if
But
you
if you're
have-
a great
if you
coach-
have the personnel and the coach walks in, that's what you're saying. What you're saying
Right.
is proving my point. He
No.
walked into a group of great personnel, and they still haven't won.
well, he has.
And they
He's
still
a great
haven't
coach,
looked,
but he came with
and
a
a lot
personnel
of
that
games
doesn't
they still
show up.
haven't even looked properly prepared.
Kawhi done got hurt
Chill.
almost every year in the playoffs.
Chill. He
And
finally
you know, I
healthy.
like the Clippers.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, but you
hasn't-
already know I
but
do.
He hasn't
but,
always had
well,
his
you gotta-
best players in every year in the playoffs.
Yep.
So
Well,
I can
okay.
coach as good as I can, but if my players aren't there, what am I going to do?
And I learned that in flag football.
What about this year?
Well, I don't
mean,
know.
this
What
year-
happened this year?
Harden didn't do anything game
Right,
7.
his player didn't show up.
so,
2-3.
but he was healthy. He was there.
But
they didn't get anything
Every
out
game
of him.
seven.
But the player
Every
didn't.
game
The
seven
player
ever.
didn't show
We don't
up.
know whose fault
If
it
I'm the
is.
coach and I'm running plays for
player's
him and
fault.
he's not showing
Maybe
up,
it's both.
but if
I
I'm
mean,
the
you can't-
coach
I mean,
and I'm
it-
running the plays for you and you're not showing up and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, as a coach, I did my
We
job.
don't know what plays were run.
I mean, you can see it.
Well-
The ball is in
You
hard. It's
can't
hard
be
as
like
hand.
this. You can't have this mindset.
No,
in
you
sports.
guys. I don't think people are looking honestly at Tyronn Lue.
He's never had a
I
losing
think-
season as a head
Okay,
coach.
but neither has Mike Tomlin.
And Mike Tomlin
And
considered
Mike
a good
Tomlin's
coach.
a great coach.
And you have
What
to, at
has
some
he
point
done
you
without
got to
his
start
Roethlisberger
questioning it.
ring, huh?
At some time you have to start questioning it.
You can't
Just-
take something off his
Oh,
shelf
there's
and
a
then
lot
say,
of
who
teams
is
that
he?
ain't had that many winning seasons. So how you gonna question a guy that's having so many winning
You
seasons?
have to start questioning how
Eventually, they're
long,
gonna get over the hump.
if
don't you
he's the
think?
best person for you.
I mean, Richie, you're basically saying shake things up. He's been there for too long.
If
It's getting a
it's-
little stagnated.
If it's
getting
time to
stale.
shake it up, it's time to
But you
shake it
only
up.
shake it up if you could get something better.
Better.
Well, you can
But
get.
he's saying Mike Malone
If it
would be
ain't
better.
broke,
That's
don't
Richie's
fix it.
point.
I'm saying Mike Malone could have gotten the Clippers to where they got this year.
Can I give you an example? We watched the Knicks this last series against Indiana. We talked about it like every episode about how we saw lapses and bad decisions in Tibbs coaching. Have we ever watched Ty Lue coach at any point and
Yes.
was like, you know what?
Yes.
That didn't
Yes.
look good by
No.
Ty Lue. I've never
Yes.
watched a Ty Lue game and
I've
be like,
seen
oh, he
plenty
dropped
of
the ball
Clipper
there.
games where I didn't think the Clippers came out ready to play.
But
That's
that's
every
not,
coach.
Plenty of
Yeah,
them.
That's every coach that ever
just a
coached.
and that's personnel.
in the biggest games.
It's just a Clippers.
You,
No.
Yeah, that's the team. Like, you can fire up your players all you want, but if they go out there and lay an egg, that's not the coach.
I mean,
Harden not taking shots is not
Yeah,
Ty
you
Lue's
lost
fault.
me as soon as we do this whole. Hey, outside of that, what is he? And I'm like, that's like taking away someone's biggest accomplishment, asset, and you say, well, move that out the way. Who are they? Well, if Shaq wasn't big, who is he?
No,
it's like,
no,
what?
that's not the same because
It is
I'm
the
not
same.
trying to swift boat him. I'm
No,
not
you
trying
aren't.
to discount.
You just
the
took
fact
away
that
his
he won-
championship.
He
He's a
won
championship coach.
championship, but I'm saying everything else has just been ordinary.
That's ordinary is not the playoffs.
He
But
had-
that
he had
goes
a
into his
moment.
point where he said
He had a
LeBron been in the
moment.
league 22 years and he only won 4 championships.
Yep.
So if you take away those 4, what does that mean? Does it mean he's a loser?
He's ordinary.
I think
He's
Ty Lue
ordinary.
is an ordinary coach who gets valued extremely high
Because he won
But
a championship
he won a championship
and has had a
And so
winning
did
season
Frank
every
Vogel.
year. Has had a
And-
winning
and
record
so
every year.
did Frank Vogel. He won a championship.
But you're saying that in the spirit of minimizing the championship that he won. So maybe you have a wrong estimation of Frank Vogel. Maybe you underestimating Frank Vogel. Maybe he doesn't have name value or brand value, but he's a good coach.
he
maybe
doesn't have
not.
a coaching job, does he?
No, but there's Van Gundy doesn't
so-
have one. He's a good
so
coach.
everybody else
Budenholzer won a
is-
championship. He didn't.
Mike
have
Malone doesn't have one. He's a good coach. You trying to get him on the Clippers? Why would I
Mike
would
Malone
never?
does have a championship. What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
he doesn't
You
have
said
a
he doesn't
job.
have a job.
Oh well, because he just
But
you
just
said-
got fired.
but your
He
argument
just got
was
fired.
if
At
he
the
was a
end
good
of-
coach, he would
got
have a
fired
job.
at the end of in the playoffs.
I'm with you. Hey, just. He just said if he was a good coach, he'd have a job. And you literally trying to get rid of my good coach to get a guy without a job.
Mike Malone got fired at the beginning of the playoffs.
That means he don't
We're
have a job.
still
No, he didn't. He got fired at the end of the season.
What happens after the end of the
That's
season?
not when he got fired.
That's the beginning
after.
of the playoffs.
That's what I'm trying to get my kids to do. Focus on today.
No.
That heat getting to you.
Listen,
you overheat. You underthinking and overheating.
I think if you can trade him to the Knicks and get big compensation,
Who you gonna get?
then you pull in somebody like a Mike Malone.
I'm going to
and
Vegas.
You got to change. Got to get changed up.
But what would the Clippers get out of that would be beneficial for them?
Nothing.
I don't know.
They got 2 star players already.
Whatever the compensation
SGA.
you
We got to get SGA back.
They
I don't know if
gave
you
him
can
up.
get. I don't know if you can get players. I don't know if you can get draft picks. I don't know what you
Nonsense.
can get.
Somebody need to check on Paul George talking as you bring up SGA.
Oh, he's
'Cause
fine
both
with that
teams
point.
you left are in the finals now, and they're both there because you left. Like trade pieces
Yeah.
is what got both of them teams
He's on
there.
vacation right now. He ain't worried about that
Yeah.
shit. Check still clean.
Yeah.
That's what we would think. But this is
Beautiful
the same guy who quit his podcast because
Beautiful
people
family.
kept talking about how he's on his podcast talking about things in the game. It's like, why are you on the podcast doing that? And he quit. So he clearly is a person that lets the
it gets
outside
in.
noise get into his head.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Got a beautiful family, but that's real. Paul's always been like that. Like he cares. He actually, and it's like how MC Hammer got clowned for going bankrupt, even though he still had money. And it's like, well, he went that way largely because he had a big heart. He gave everybody opportunities, too much. And it's the same thing with Paul George. Like he gets so much flack because he's actually a real good dude, and then he just gets because he cares. Super
That's not why he gets flack. He gets flack because he scored 5 points in the playoff game.
no.
And because he can't stay healthy.
No,
And he can't stay healthy. That's why he gets.
and-
Paul George is the one.
And
my
we know we can get to
my
him.
daughters was like, oh, they got Paul George, the one who scored 5 points in a playoff game.
That's not. Oh, first of all, we don't do that to Kobe. And I know, you know why? Because Kobe got championships, but Kobe also was the guy airballing and messing up.
When the airball?
That see,
Like his first year.
hold on.
Exactly.
It's
Like,
the
come on,
point of it happened.
bring
See,
up
I
the
don't
point
do
of his
arguments that
first
you
year.
take something off the shelf and say, now what? The clock starts when you start. Because if you win as a rookie, we count it. So if you mess up as a rookie, I think we should count it. I digress. So here we go. In his resume, Paul George has some lows. Here's the problem. We keep record of the lows when you don't have a chip, or we know we can get you with it. That's it. So Paul George is always going to be a whooping boy, whooping man, because we all know he going to care about
I
it.
think Paul George is a wonderful basketball player. I don't think he makes your team a winner.
At one point he was
What?
until he got injured. Once he got injured, that injury, he was never the same after the injury.
Still damn good, though.
But yeah, but before that
take
injury,
Who's your favorite player?
remember, he was dominating the
I'll
Heat.
take him on the Lakers right now.
Who your favorite player?
wouldn't.
I've heard this. I don't know how accurate. They say that Paul George of this generation is everybody's favorite player.
All the kids, yeah, they loved him.
They
love
all
Paul
say
George.
he's the best basketball player, not because he got the most accomplishments. He the best basketball.
skilled. He's the most skilled.
And I mean, that goes for something because you don't get that just every day. He's an Olympian, the stuff you said earlier before. Like I just think in this world, if you show people vulnerability, they're gonna keep punching you. And I think that's where Paul George is. But I'm listening to you, OG. We're gonna go get Mike Malone. Fired ass. We'll get him. All right, let's talk about Dan Batard. Your topic.
Wait, we got look at the crew. Y'all can turn it down if you want.
It did get
freezing
cold.
in here.
It
It's
did get
cold.
cold.
Okay, we do
Have you ever been in a TV studio that wasn't cold?
No,
Still sweating,
no.
too.
But I was trying to be respectful to y'all. I actually didn't turn it on because I was trying to be nice to y'all, and now it's Richie over here menopausing.
Well, the fog went away.
You ain't got to tell me twice. Look, you just came out and turned it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like, I wasn't going to actually do it. I need to hear from you because Dan Batard spoke out, and he's talking about the raids, the ICE raids, and the protests, and he's saying he's noticing the media's response is trying to make America whiter, as they say, and the excess coverage of it. And a couple people are pointing this out, and it's interesting being in LA. I can't lie, if we having riots and protests, where they at? Like, cause my wife literally
didn't know about
lost her. I know where they are.
I'm masking up, putting stuff over the license plate like my dad. Never mind, Pops. Sorry, Pops. Back in the day.
You okay?
I didn't even know
I had
about
a
it
new
until the
TV.
other day.
Dog.
I didn't
Xbox.
even see it.
It's downtown.
Up until we
I had
came
a
in
new
I know it's
fridge. We had a
downtown.
new fridge.
We were leaving to go to the concert the other day, and can you? You tell he out of shape. He out of podcast shape.
As much as that might touch your
You gotta get your reps back.
You gotta get your reps back. But no, everybody, my wife talking about, everybody saying, you gotta leave the house early. You gotta look out. They're shutting down the 405, the 101, all this. I got to that concert so early, not a single drop of traffic. I'm like, they
Everybody
are.
stayed home. Follow that advice. That's what it is.
They are hyping it up. Are they? I'm trying to have the conversation. And hold on, we're not done. And is this really making America look whiter?
It is making America think that people of color are causing more problems than they are.
Ooh.
And the reason you send in National Guard or send in Marines to a city that's not requesting it is to incite and to get people's temperatures up. Saying, what are these? You're not supposed to be living in a military state.
Yeah.
And governors request National Guards to be sent in.
Yeah.
Presidents don't just send National Guards. That's pretty unprecedented. And they're sending them in to incite folks. People aren't rioting. They're protesting. They're getting shot by rubber bullets. They're shooting these military people who are wearing masks and you can't see their face and there's no accountability on their part. There's no name tags, no badge numbers, nothing. Are shooting journalists. They're shooting people walking home. They're shooting whatever they want to.
Not even that, just running up on them. You don't know who's running up on you. Like they're not having badges on and stuff like that. And they're just running up on people
in unmarked vehicles. And then you got military all over the place. And people are like, this is not how we're supposed to live. And the governor of the state is saying, we didn't ask for this. But what they're trying to do is show mostly the brown folks acting up against these forces that are coming into the city here. So that's what this is all about.
What about, okay.
And the governor is saying,
very powerful.
I don't want that.
Okay, I don't trust our governor, and I've met him before, and he's a nice guy, but I don't like lawlessness. When I see the military, you know what I think? Yes, me personally, because I lived through the LA riots. When I saw the tanks, I was like, thank you, because it beats dude on top of this roof with the shotgun, that dude over there with the rifle, him walking down the street with the Molotov, him with the strap. Come on. Now, I don't know if that was the same dynamic, but when I see military, I don't get incited. I get relaxed because I'm like, they gonna handle this. Part two, what is riot? Because I know, regardless of if they're protesting or not, they are looting, they are vandalizing, and those are usually gateways to, if you don't stop me, it's gonna get worse. So just in response, what are we supposed to do? If our LAPD and our sheriff is not stopping that, we just supposed to let it just keep escalating?
Well, there's a word called de-escalating.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to try de-escalation.
Well, try.
I mean, you have to.
Did they not?
I just got a quick question for you because it may be where you're going with this, and I don't know, so I'm just asking. I saw clips of where there was cops that were like walking, trying to like calm things down, and then I saw a bunch of people start picking up bricks and stones and start lunging it at them and like throwing it at the cars. The cops were trying to get out the way. They're like vandalizing the cars. So at that point, I don't know, was that before the military or is that happening after?
I think
because I just saw it. I don't know.
I think what you're seeing. I think there's more to what you're seeing than you know.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Right. So what you may perceive as police walking through trying to calm things down, in reality, the boots on the ground are saying that's not it. They're saying the police are agitating. Gotcha. And the police are taking a military type stance and they're going in and bullying people and grabbing folks up and shooting them with these big ass rubber bullets that will fuck you up.
I saw there was one where the guy is literally holding a phone just recording from a bridge, but you get the bird's eye view of the bullet actually hitting him with the phone. You hear him going, oh, what the hell? But there's three angles. But to Justin's point, the other video I watched is it's the military standing in front of the federal building in LA. They're just there, to Marcellus's point, to keep law and order. But you got the protesters spewing language that could trigger that military person to just lose it. Because they're human beings too. There's only so much that a
they're
person
trained
can
not
take.
to lose.
They're trained to, but do you think 100% of them are able to
No,
do that. One
So,
could just lose
so
it.
that's the definition of escalation. Because
That's happening from the protest side, not
it's happening from both sides. It'll happen from
I'll
both
give you that,
sides.
both sides,
If
yeah.
the protesters are triggering the military is triggering the protesters.
Yeah, that's why I don't go that lane. I don't think that's the psychological battle here.
I want to add this too. So my wife works in that federal building downtown, and she goes in like 3 days out the week, and the other 2 she works from home. They told her last week, don't even come in because the protesters were getting so violent that they was like, as a safety protocol, we don't want any of the staff coming into the building. Now, again, I don't know if that's before military or after military, but it sounds like 2 different sides. Like one side is saying, oh, it's just peaceful protests. But then there's other people saying, like, no, it was getting out of control.
No, there's no way that was an all peaceful protest.
No, and I'm
I
not
call
even.
BS.
I'm not even trying to
call
say
cap.
that. I'm not even trying to
Call
say that.
cap. I know how
but
we
there's been cause and effect on both sides, and the president is agitating that whole thing by sending in more military. That is an agitation.
He's making it bigger than it is. He's trying to make it bigger than it is to everybody else. That's
To everybody else, look
stuff
at
like that. And then you understand what they're reporting. They're not reporting the peaceful stuff. People don't want to see that. They're gonna go zoom in on a couple of people that are doing the bad shit and fucking up shit, hitting the cops. They're gonna do that. There's a whole bunch of other peaceful stuff going on though, but it's still crazy too. Like I don't really understand it, but just the way they're doing it so fast, taking some people from these families, giving them a warning. Say, hey, you have 30 days to get some stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Some people.
Well, the warning is when you got here and you knew it was illegal.
Right. I know what you're saying.
I
know what you're saying. I just wish. You know, you just wish sometimes.
Oh yeah, we already went through. We had a conversation on
This has been
humanity.
going on for the past couple of months since he got in office. It's been going
I know
on.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, let me say this. Because
You just wish something, but it ain't gonna happen. Just wish it. Like you think, like you wish it'd be like this. You know.
I don't even wish that. Like being real, I wish
It's
that.
bad for the kids. Like,
Of course,
parents getting snatched
I
away
wish
and
no
stuff
one
like
got treated bad, but I also wish nobody did bad, and I also wish nobody did illegal. My dad used to say this because I try to get away, and this is how I hear the analysis of this protest. I used to try to get away with I didn't do anything, so I should be fine. And my dad used to say, "You got to take it further than you didn't do anything." And this protest reminds me of that. So people who are filming it, because that's now media. So basically, it's blown out of proportion because there's just more news outlets because there's more cats doing this with a platform, boom, live stream, right? So we got that going on. But my dad just keeps coming to my mind because of this. I could never go there and say, Dad, I'm going to protest. He'd be like, okay, go ahead if you want to protest. But let me tell you what you're signing up for too, which is that back and forth. People who are getting caught up in this and saying, I was just there, I was just around, I got shot, and they're doing their job, some of them just watching. There's a way that a lot of those people are just there to instigate. There's a lot of people there, whether they're paid or not, they're not there in the spirit of the protest. They're there to kick up some dust. And I think if people don't like Trump, I get that. But what I do like from any president is I got a problem here in my domain, which is this country. Mayor Bass, what you doing? Governor Newsom, what you doing? I'm watching videos of cops getting bricks thrown at them. Hello? Oh, okay. I don't need you I'm not waiting for you to call. I would never wait for you to call. I'm sending in, and I only send in what he's sending, 300 at first. Like, he ain't send in what he could send in. He sent in 300 and said, okay, let's see how this goes. And I've always been on the opposite side of violence. And I know peaceful protest sounds good, but when I see bricks thrown, we've lost that word and we've entered violence.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. There's always going to be some bad actors. But
it only takes one bad actor to make it violence.
Well, and that can go from either side of the coin.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I mean, a lady got shot walking home. She wasn't part of the protesting. She was literally walking to where she lives from her job.
Yeah.
So, and she gets hit with a big ass 40 cal rubber bullet. It doesn't matter what side she's on. So people are on that side are taking liberties at shooting people like that Australian reporter. Yeah. You see the cop look away. You see the cop aim at her and shoot her.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's no fault on the other side. There's fault on both sides. I don't think we disagree with that.
Yeah, I know you said it's cause and effect on both sides, right? I'm just asking, which one do you think happened first? Do you think they shot the rubber bullets first, or do you think some violence happened first, and then they're like, this is getting out of control, we're gonna have to start shooting these rubber bullets?
There's no way to know.
Oh, there's no way to know.
But that's an important thing to know.
Yes, there is.
That's an important
there
thing.
isn't.
Because you're saying.
What do you so wait, you don't.
Yes. Everything you about to say, yep. Dog, you've lived too long to stop. Like, how many riots you got to go through to be like,
you don't think it's a cop who's first riot out here and it's like, oh, I can't wait for something.
But you say what you said, first riot. That means it went bad first.
First protest, whatever
the
going
out there first riot, like,
is.
okay, I can't wait for something to pop. Any little thing. And
there are those that happen.
And other people gonna follow. It's a trickle down.
Listen,
effect.
we've seen cops, and being a cop is a really hard job, and this isn't me talking shit about cop, but we've seen them push 75, 78-year-old men over and making them have brain damage. So,
and we've seen way more civilians do the same. And this is what always gets lost. This is the whole argument. Athletes are more violent. Nah, your neighbor is. Oh, the protesters are peaceful and the cops are the rioters. No, the rioters are the protesters. And the cops are trying to keep peace. And if you want to say exceptions, there are more exceptions on the side over there. These protesters, if it gets 100 people, 95 are good. 5 ain't. Those cops, 100 cops, 98 of them are good.
How do you know that?
Because I've lived.
How is it that you're giving?
Because I've lived.
Cops are regular people.
Yes, they are, and that's
so. How are you giving?
And they're trained not to be as regular.
I think
yes.
I think you're misjudging the training.
No, I think in situations like this, we always want to characterize it and lead with the humanity when it all started with illegalities. Like I tell my kids all the time, don't curse. Why, Daddy? Because there's way more good words than bad words. I say do good. Why, Daddy? Because there's only a few bad things you shouldn't do. There's only 10 commandments, dog. God was like, there's only 10 things I don't want you to do. You can do a billion other things, but only those 10. So in a situation like this, dog, I look at it every time I see it. My boys who got arrested, my boys who got caught up in the protests before, LA riots, all that. They told the story to try to get out of jail and all this. Oh, man, I was just walking home from school and all that.
Listen, I'm not trying to
Okay, we went to the same school, sir. We live right next to each other, sir. He made a detour. And this is not to exclude everything. This is just me trying to cut through another lane instead of, oh, poor them or oh, poor them. It's like, people be raising their hand for some drama, dog. We got to talk to that, too.
Yeah, but that wasn't what this conversation was about.
Yes, it was.
No, I understand what you're saying about raising hand and drama because you could protest. You don't need to protest on the freeway. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You can protest all down the street. You don't need to protest on the freeway, stopping up traffic. I understand that. Like,
it's going to cause tension.
Huh? Yeah, it's going to cause tension. You're blocking the whole traffic. We already got enough traffic. You feel me? You're blocking that. I could understand that. You can protest somewhere else. But they are got to get their point out because stuff is not right now.
Right. So Martin Luther King and those guys shouldn't have been walking across bridges because it was going to mess up traffic.
I'm not saying what you shouldn't do. I'm just saying you got to know when you do certain things.
It was only 20 cars on the street back then. It was only 20 cars on the street back then.
As you said, it's a cause and effect.
effect.
So when they walking across bridges, I'm not saying they right or wrong, but you got to know when you do that, this may come with it.
And you got to know that governors ask for National Guard.
It's true.
Presidents
even
don't
Trump
just send the National Guard to places.
But I can.
But I
should.
But you have to also understand what the result of that is gonna be.
I think this is a layered conversation because one, Trump, they showed a clip of Trump during his first presidency where he specifically said you should not send in the National Guard unless a government requests it. Like he said that out of his own mouth and then he went and did it. But on the flip side of that, I also look at it as if I'm a president and it looks like you can't control what you got going on over there and there's already tension between him and Newsom. Maybe Newsom is just like, I'm not going to call it in just because he don't like Trump.
I don't rock with
so he's
you.
like, all right, well, I'm going to step in and take care of this because you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Or maybe Newsom knew that it wasn't necessary.
Both can be true.
it's-
but
I
I'm
mean,
giving you.
What do you agree with? Let me hear you talk instead of talking about
They
them.
didn't need the National Guard. They didn't need the National Guard. LA's not on fire.
For the weekend, by the time National Guard got here Sunday, shit was dying down. And Monday,
LA's
we
not
heard
on
nothing about it
right.
all
Like
week.
you
During
said,
the
you
week,
didn't
had to
even
go
know
back
it
to
was
work.
going on.
I didn't even know. It was
So,
going
so
either.
what are you sending 700, 600 Marines for?
To make sure
you don't,
I
you
don't
don't
know.
even, but you already don't know.
I'm paying for it.
You,
Why not?
you already don't know what's going on, so it can't
that's
be
the-
that. So it can't even be at that level.
No, I don't know what National Guard level you mean. I don't.
They were sending in National Guard and 600
Yes,
Marines.
yes, and
The
listen.
same person who said you shouldn't do that is doing that, and then the same person is on TV saying they're tearing LA up. You live in LA,
Yeah.
and they're not tearing LA up.
Not where I live in
so,
LA.
so you know that it's something to get a
Well,
reaction.
that's not necessarily true.
No,
They
no,
were tearing.
They
up
were
some
tearing.
parts.
No, I saw the Apple Store.
Just not where
it
we
didn't
at.
look that way before these protests.
The Apple Store will be okay.
Oh, no,
see-
see,
That you
still got tore
you
up.
do
I'm saying-
keep doing
but I'm
that
saying-
though.
But I'm saying
Some of your
I'm
points are
saying-
valid, but you do
What
every
I'm
time
saying
we
is
give
that
you
it's not
pushback,
it's
you
not at a
change it.
level where you need 600 Marines.
Yes.
I agree, but you also
disagree.
said they're not tearing things up. And then we gave you an example of
Yes,
them tearing
you're
it up. You said, "Oh, it wasn't that bad."
It'll be okay.
Yes, true.
err
You're
on
right
the side
about
of
that.
caution.
You're right on
But what
both
I'm
sides.
saying is that we don't need the
Why?
Marines.
We didn't bomb downtown. I err on the side of caution. We have the resources. Why not use them before instead of after? If you want to play one of those games. Because I didn't start this game if I'm President Trump. I'm sitting there minding my business. Oh, what's going on in L.A.? L.A. First of all, L.A. is triggering. When you hear protests, riots, L.A., you're kind of thinking we let our fires get wild. And
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Like it just keeps spreading. Dog, we got a Here we go. Let me end on this.
That might be part of this too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you meant that like how you said it in regards to like the actual fires, but remember his whole thing was how Newsom and Bass mishandled the whole fires.
Yes.
So maybe now he's already on the edge. Like I watched y'all mishandle that, which everybody agreed they mishandled.
Yep.
And then now we have another situation going on. I don't trust that y'all can handle this one right either. So I'm gonna step in and
so
send
you
that.
think this is altruistic? Are
No,
you
no,
serious?
no,
Are you
no.
serious?
That's a minor point.
I'm just giving the
No, that's
scenario
You-
of
you
how
think-
that
you
could
think
be
this
how
is-
he was thinking.
So you think he's trying to help LA?
Yes. He's trying to help his country.
These
Here
are
we
all
go,
just
the real-
scenarios. I
But,
don't-
but let me give you
Man,
this.
come
Let me
on.
get it. So you don't personally like them or personally respect them. So then all things are clouded under that judgment. I get it.
Well, I can say that about you.
I'm
you
a
do
neutral
like
thinker.
him, and I think maybe you're clouded by
No,
that.
but
and that's okay.
I think y'all are both
we're
right in
different.
that.
I actually like Bass. I actually like Newsom some. You love those two and don't like him. So I give you yours, but you don't give me mine. It's okay. Let me say this. This is the one point I wanted to make, and he took some of it. You remember those student protests that were happening in all the colleges a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
Peep Gang. It happened in New York. What are you doing?
I'm waiting till you done. I got something to say. I'm waiting till y'all
I
you
said
done,
so.
baby.
It happened in New York. They ain't contained it at Columbia, other places. It happened in California. UCLA got turned upside down. They burnt up UCLA, beat it up, all that. It happened in Texas. You know what Texas did? The governor, or I think it was the governor, he wrote or I think it was the chancellor of University of Texas, wrote a letter. Dear students, you are allowed to protest peacefully in certain areas. Any other violations of that will be handled. And the handle was like with force. No protests in Texas. My point is this, dog. People will get away like big kids with anything you allow them to. And I pay my hard-earned taxes so that you don't let it escalate. I'd rather military sitting there like, oh, what you doing here? Just making sure. Not, oh, I'm waiting for the smoke and then I got to come in and put out all that fire. I'm sorry. What you want to do?
Nah, I'm gonna stay after because I want to see this pickleball game between y'all two. After all this back, I want to see this pickleball game.
Richie L's maybe expecting you to counter with that is that a form of oppression to not even allow them to protest, to now not allow them to speak their minds? I mean, because to your point earlier, you said there were, 5 of them are bad apples. What about the other 95 that want to speak up, want to protest? Now they can't?
Speak. Words, military did not stop you from speaking. Like, if you are like, why are you here? I say, why are you here? And if you here for any good reason, you don't even care I'm there. Like, that's why I'm telling you, it's the same thing in high school. When the police showed up at every high school game, used to just park right by the exit and be like this. Only the cats that was even thinking about something is mad at that. Me, I was like, yes, because I know they about to bust. I know them Grape Streets
They
over there.
still might have busted too.
Dog. And I mean, I used to literally run sociology tests. Who is mad that the police are here? Not anybody who was good. Like, nobody that was on good that night. Now, the times when I'm trying to get a Snickers out of here or something, like, then I'm mad at the police. They just sitting there. Dog, you ever seen the police? They just be sitting there. They don't be tripping.
That's their
you can make
overtime.
them trip.
That's their overtime. They want to go back home. They
Dog.
want to get that
Yeah, but
overtime.
we have
And they're
seen
people, too.
instances of them tripping.
And I've seen way more instances of people tripping.
Well, we've
the
seen
prisons
we've
are
seen
not
both.
full of police officers.
We've seen both.
No, we have
because there's
not.
qualified
And not-
immunity.
not
That's
in-
why they aren't.
No, come on.
Shit.
Yeah, you got
a
a little
whole
point
other
there.
conversation.
That's a good-
That was a good rebuttal.
That was
Little
yeah,
point
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Little point there, yeah. But the prisons are full of us, not them. If you want to say police
They
versus,
get away with a lot more.
that's true. I'll say a good point.
Qualified
I mean,
immunity.
come on now.
That's why a good point.
You know, listen, you got to start de-escalating stuff. And this wasn't a...
Their presence is
So
de-escalating.
yeah, I was just gonna say, Richie, the military coming is a form of de-escalation.
You know not to go there.
That's the
That's
that's
not-
the
that's
point
not-
though.
that's-
Is to
that's not-
de-escalate, not to escalate.
Yeah, a tank and 700 troops makes
They're
me
not coming
think
in
the
shoot
Apple
people.
Store.
Oh, well,
That's not
look,
their
look.
main-
I saw.
In the Apple Store.
Let's say the two boys had an issue, and they're in a fight, right? De-escalating it is stopping the fight and bringing temperatures down. It's
Well,
not
he's saying
sending.
that's what they're
It's
doing.
it's
That's why
not.
the
It's
military's
not.
there.
I
It's not
understand what
me.
you're saying.
It's not
Bringing
me.
in the power, whether it's me, him, or
It's-
their principal, or our taekwondo teacher or our karate teacher. That Master Kim show up, he the military. Yeah. If he my son has never ever disrespected Master Kim in any respect.
Right.
But he's the military.
But if Master Kim shows up with a gang of people and one of those dudes shoots MJ in the leg with a rubber bullet, then that's not de-escalating.
But that's not the same scenario
Yeah,
either. That's not
very
analogous.
different. That's a very different.
Well, I saw.
What do you
I got an
mean?
example.
You said show up.
I understand what you're saying, Rich. I understand what you're saying. I got a good example. I was watching it. I was watching on Sunday. They were on the 101 freeway. They threw the gas bombs out. This was one kid. I don't know if he's a kid or what. He kicked the gas bomb back. They kicked the gas bomb back. He kissed the gas bomb back. They kicked it back. He went to go kick it again. They charged him, grabbed his ass, and arrested his ass.
They arrested him.
I'm like, dog, it gave him two fucking chances, dog.
Yeah.
You can't kick in the back. Like, I understand that one. I'm like, they grabbed him out the crowd, like, bro, you're coming with us. And they
Yep.
pulled him back. But I'm like, dog, you kicked it twice.
Dog.
And they kicked it back to you. You could walk the other way.
I'm
you could've
protesting.
just
I'm
left.
peacefully
Yeah, you feel what I'm
protesting.
saying?
Come on, man.
That's why I said both of y'all have a point. And,
Come on, man.
It's tough.
Yeah, y'all are both. I think y'all are both right. Just coming from two different perspectives.
Exactly.
Because, like, he's saying the military is there to de-escalate, and you're saying the military being there is inciting. But to his other point was, it's only those who are intentions were to do something wrong that are going to get incited by the military being there. All the other people who are there to peacefully protest don't care so much. It's the ones who are going back and forth and fighting with them that is making
Some
it a
of the
bigger
protesters
issue.
come with their whole face covered, so nobody cameras, nobody sees them. Some protesters are coming.
Right, and I don't
You know,
agree that they should be on.
I'm in the middle. I hate seeing it happen, but I'm in the middle. It's kind of both
Listen,
ways.
I'm not saying that it's okay to be standing on a viaduct throwing bricks at police cars. That's not. I'm
That's how the military got here, but I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is that.
I mean, they were like, do you think they were just sitting there?
Yeah, they like,
See,
Oh, they over there blowing bubbles. Oh, we need
But
800.
see, here's my issue with your stance. The original question was about how it makes America. It's looking in America.
Uh-huh.
And my answer
Making
was
it
that
whiter.
they're sending in these forces
Yeah.
to exaggerate the look of what the brown folks are protesting in L.A.
Yeah, to push the immigration issue a little bit further.
It puts it
yeah,
right.
I get all
and,
that.
And
That's
it
real.
takes something that is maybe not a great thing that's going on and should be corrected and people dealt with, but it makes it a whole lot bigger than it actually
Facts.
is in the city that we live in.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
live in L.A. I live in L.A. We all live in L.A. proper,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not, and they're not tearing up the city.
No.
And even the people sending the troops in, have been on the record saying you shouldn't be doing this to Americans. Like, American troops are not there to be used against Americans. The president, forget how I feel about him. He has said this himself. And yet he's turning around and doing it because he is now at war with California because California doesn't support him.
Right.
He's also talking about withholding funds from California universities and California roadways and everything that California, the national parks in California, things that all Americans get to use and get to take advantage of and get to apply to our colleges. So this isn't a thing where he's trying to help LA.
I think, and now you lose me there because everybody I know in California, and I know that's an exaggeration, but let's be real. The mass exodus out of California, where does that come from? Everybody leaving California because they think California sucks. Now, because somebody else hates us, don't act like you love California. So all of these cutbacks are coming from people who in the state of California, like, our state is being ran into the ground. It's not a vacation I've been on where somebody ain't telling me, why don't you leave? And the argument used to be no state tax where we live. Now it's California sucks. Like from San Fran down to LA.
Okay,
Newsom
so guess what?
that's
Guess what?
causing
Y'all aren't
Newsom.
Y'all aren't looking at the numbers because the numbers, people aren't mass exiting out of LA
they
or
already
California.
gone. Yeah, they left.
In fact,
They're already gone.
they're coming back.
No, they're not.
No.
Yes, they
There's,
are.
there's always new
Crazy.
people coming into California.
Justin, go online and start
I've looked
and
this
read
up.
these articles about
No, I'm about to chat
people who
GPT
have
this.
left coming back
Perplexing.
into LA.
Of
And the
course
horror
there's some that
stories
come.
of people leaving LA to go to these other places.
A lot of the top earners that were in California left and
They
moved.
gone.
They
All my
moved to
boys
Texas, Florida,
Texas,
Vegas.
Nevada.
Yeah, they left.
Tennessee. Everybody in Nashville, Austin,
The-
Vegas.
The entertainment
Florida.
industry, a lot of it is
Come on,
shifting
man.
outside of California because Newsom didn't want to
States-
sign off on certain incentives
Yep.
for these TV studios. So there's a lot of things that's happening under this regime that has forced people out. COVID, in my opinion, is obviously an old conversation, was mishandled. There's so many businesses that could have still been thriving that because of certain laws set in place, they all went out. And a lot of those people have never recovered. When there's other states that allowed those same businesses to operate and they flourished. So it's been run bad for years.
There are a lot of states that acted like COVID wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, and those businesses flourished.
So, I mean, it just depended on where you were.
I know, but I'm saying that's what, when you talk about the
know.
mass exodus, I'm bringing that up to say a lot of those things is what caused people, a large amount of people to leave California.
And you can find
You're
people
wrong, Richie, but you're a little right. I mean, it rebounded the last year or so, but
Right.
California's
So,
experience
in the last year.
You gotta listen
Hold
to the
on.
whole thing.
California's experienced a significant outflow of residents in recent years, a trend often referred to as the California exodus, what I said. Migration accelerated during and after COVID, and the state seeing its largest population declines in decades.
and keep reading.
But yeah, between there, California's population dropped by 39 million for the first time since 2015.
And keep reading.
No, that's
read,
it.
Read the
Now
part
it's-
about coming back.
Recent trends. The exodus peaked during the pandemic with a net loss.
Right.
No, net loss of over 350,000 people in a single year. Oh, I thought that was a game. Sorry, you're all the way wrong. Despite the loss, we just got the most populous state. Cat's gone, dog. It is.
And people are coming back.
No, it didn't say it come back. It said loss. I
There's
thought it
always
was
going to be an influx of people that move to California.
I
just
know
because-
people left.
Yeah, I know a
because
lot of
you
people
could,
that
But the
left.
reasons they left
if
is
you
what
could
we're
work
talking about.
from home and buy a home in a place where you didn't have any taxes and get your work done, then that makes a whole lot of perfect sense.
But our state is broke, supposedly, even though we know we
We got
always
the
got money.
fourth largest economy in the world.
Yeah, but broke by our comparisons. Two, trying to go to a state school right now, how that's going to turn out.
I have a kid at a state school at Cal Berkeley.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
a state school.
I know
it's
that.
working out great.
No, well, look, Mike, I got a kid that went to Columbia. It's working out great. No, there's some issues too, right? Like, we're going to talk that. See, we can't gloss over the problems.
Well, there's always problems, but you just said try going to a state school. There's no
okay. You want to know
the issue is going to be with the state schools.
Your daughter at Cal Berkeley
He's on scholarship.
Does your daughter run track? Because
Yes.
if she try to apply, let's see if she getting in there if she ain't checking 2 boxes. Or UCLA. I know the issues now.
And you're talking about Berkeley.
I mean, come on now.
Right.
And she running track. Not to do her like that, but you wanted to put it out
I
there.
have another daughter who got into state schools
That's in New
and
York.
doesn't run track.
That's in New York.
No, I'm in California state. I'm talking about the UC system.
Which one?
Which one she get into?
No, yes.
She got
She
in.
didn't get in because of her daddy. I tell you
No,
that.
she got in because of her grades. So
Well, she got in. Did she go?
no, because
Okay.
she wanted to go to NYU.
I know. I knew we were talking about that New York girl. Don't even try to dance around it.
Right, I
No, it's all
only
love.
got 2 kids.
Richie,
So.
Richie, I know. Richie, it's okay. Our state is not in a we ain't at our best right now. We've been better. And I think that Trump's smart. He know how to play it. And maybe he overplayed it, but he gonna play. And I think he does care about California. You know why? And he cares about LA. You know why? We got the most people in our state, and LA is the second biggest market. He ain't stupid if you gonna do anything. He know he doesn't win California in election. He ain't tripping. He just like, y'all keep messing up, and that's a stain on my tenure. That's a stain on my time as president.
I got a question too, because like me, I like to be very like neutral. I don't care about Republican or Democrat. I just like to go with what makes sense.
Yeah,
So there's things that
me
Trump
too.
has done that I think is crazy, but there's things Trump has done what I thought makes a lot of sense. And on the Democrat side, like there's things that Biden did that I couldn't stand, but then there's things he did I like. I say all to say, I know you specifically though, you are very pro-Democrat, very anti-Republican.
Yeah.
So typically in most conversations, if it came from a Republican, you don't want to hear it. And if a Democrat did the same thing, you are all for it. So, in your opinion, how do you think LA is run right now?
I think that is a very complex question, and it's difficult to answer. And I
either
would
think it's run good or you don't.
I would correct you on something.
That means he don't like it.
I don't.
And I ain't gonna talk about my Dem friends.
No, I don't. I criticize Democrats all the time, like literally all the time. And there's certain Republicans who have been in office who I thought were good politicians. I don't happen to like this group.
Okay,
I don't. I happen.
I'll change that. So specific to the
there are plenty of, when we would be in DC and be out at a bar and everybody is cool, but the regimes have changed, right? And that same spirit isn't there. You get it from one side and you don't get it from the other, and that's what I don't like. And I don't like when neither side is looking out for the people. That's what I don't like. So that's my problem with it. It's not the party, it's the politics of the party.
So do you think this party is running LA well right now?
Running LA well?
Yeah, you tapped in,
I
said
mean-
Gregory.
Here we go.
No.
My daughter go to which school?
You know what, Justin? I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, Richie.
I
You are very
honestly-
educated.
No.
You need to read some articles online. Remember
Well-
he said that like 3 minutes ago?
Maybe I do because I don't know what the things.
Are
that
you getting
everybody-
paid?
You just knew
Are you-
about
you just
the
knew-
influx of people going out and coming back in, so you're aware of what's going on.
Because I look more at a bigger picture than a smaller picture. So LA is a smaller picture to me. So it's
Is
a bunch
LA
of
operating in a deficit right now?
probably, but most cities do. New York is probably running at a deficit. Chicago's probably running at a deficit. Miami's probably running
Now
at
we
a
out.
deficit.
Now you're trying to bring everybody
you
down.
think
Well,
the
no,
wildfires?
I mean it that's just how it
I
goes.
hear the itty bitties here.
That's
Sound
just
like
kind of how it
thunderstorm
goes.
going. I was like,
Well, speaking of natural disasters, my kids are home. And it's about to go down. The summer's filming going to be hilarious because we're going to have some itty bitties in here. Richie,
Yes.
I love you.
mine might be up there too.
There's a difference. Yeah, no, she's not here. There's a difference, like I see in our neighborhoods. There's a difference between calling the cops versus those cats that be having them security people already posted in front of their crib, right? And I think in this situation, because this has happened there, I see way more cops in front of people's homes, just armed security, whatever you want to call it. And that never triggers me, makes me feel comfortable in that peace because I'm like, whatever is happening hopefully will be contained. Because I want you to have your space to protest, but I also want to have my space of security and peace. So peaceful protest, fine, but I just want peace. And I think that's where we are right now in terms of this conversation. Like Trump came in heavy, came in hot, but he was just like, look, let's stop it here. And that could be looked at a lot of different ways. But I'm like him. As much as I say good about somebody, I would say bad about that same person. Well, and more importantly, I try to stay balanced.
Right. Well, I mean, and if we took
and you don't.
the balance, January 6th.
Oh, God. It's always a history lesson when we're talking about right now. All right, go ahead.
What do you
got all the history and facts except for when it comes to if LA is wrong.
Well, because
you know why? Because I haven't paid attention to
protest. We got to go back to civil rights. It's like, dog, right now they just messing up the Apple Store. They ain't got nothing to do with Martin Luther King. Like, what's the equivalence? Like, I'm not lying. Every time I have these kind of conversations, they always got these certain moments to grab at my heartstrings, but I'm not suckered. Dog, people were downtown acting up. Not that many, but enough. And we know in LA, you don't stop those few, it will turn to all of you. And I just don't want, I didn't want it to happen. I voted for the troops and I didn't even get a chance to vote. And I vote for the troops every time it's an escalation potential of something crazy out here. And that's just me.
I mean, and I said this probably like 15 minutes ago. I think this only happened because of the tension between him and Newsom. Because I don't know if he would have did that in other states so quickly. So but I think Newsom plays into that.
And mistrust.
Right. Because of how, so I think it plays into both sides. Like they both have their reasons.
What else happened in San Fran about a year ago? Something, man, I can't remember. Dog, we've been having some incidents in LA and California. You'd be like, can y'all handle that? Like all your friends.
It dates back to the water supply issue.
The water supply. That's
him and Newsom from years ago.
Come on. Like, I mean, look, I ain't want to go down his political record.
It's very personal.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's not a problem to me. Like, I don't care if you like him or not. You doing good for me is good for us. Like, dog, what if those riots happen and then next thing you know they burning up where you live?
They weren't.
I said what if? I just said what if. I know the exercise. What if? And you would have been like, now call them in. Well, they could have called them in before. And they couldn't have got that far. Like, I don't want it to go anywhere. I don't want it to go.
George Floyd protest got worse than what this just happened. Like when we were doing all that, the Black Lives Matter stuff, I thought that got way worse than.
Yeah, but they ain't calling the National Guard too early. They should call them in too early. Call them in early. All right, well, we're going to call this in late. Pickleball is waiting on me and some fish sticks with my itty bitties. Lunchtime. All right, that's episode 35.
The fish sticks ain't for us.
Look, hell no.
So I can bring the kids on film days now, daycare. Upstairs? Got it. Cool.
No, not them big ass mammals.
I bring the swim trunks. I bring the swim trunks, and I bring the packet of nuggets from Costco. All you gotta do is throw them in the air.
He always say that because he know that's how I eat.
I'll get that
Peace.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you.
It's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers?
Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.